All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Let's get ready to go live. Live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please hit the like button, guys. Like and subscribe. Oh, that happy horse shit. That makes YouTube's algorithms bark like Pavlov's dog. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. I'm just checking the feedback loop behind the scenes here in Twilight Zone, Old Peking. Frank Monday coming at you once again like Finnegan. I hope you are doing well, Wayfarer, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you may be receiving this transmission. We're going live once again here in Old Peking, going live. See how that music sounds in the background. Keep it down at a minimum. Make sure it's doing all right. Hey, we got a visitor out in Happy Land, Rose 777. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. I just responded to your email, in fact. I hope you received it. I hope everything's okay. Jesus Christ. You know, the other day you said you had gone to the hospital. I didn't know if you meant to visit a friend or for yourself. So that's always a thing, man. It's a challenging thing. I've been there recently in my life a few times. Oh, not a fun thing, man. But if as long as you get out okay and you can keep on pushing forward, keep on keeping on, then yeah, that's good magic. Blessings to you, Rose. Prayers to you. Holy art thou, Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible, master of both the light and the darkness, he who was, is, and shall be. We adore thee and we invoke thee. Send us one of your divine spiritual agents, our holy guardian angel, to protect and guide us through the innumerable snares of the earthly sphere, and a cleansing wind to disperse all negativity, ill health, bad omens, and endless human opinion. Teach us those sacred and sacred things, which we must know, we must absolutely know for the completion of the great work and the glory of thine ineffable name, Adonai. So it is commanded and confirmed, so mote it be. Amen. Yeah, good magic. I am streaming from Restream today because I'm out of hours on StreamYard. I only have the free account on StreamYard, as you guys may know. So welcome back, Wanderer, Wayfarer, Wizard, Warrior, Wildcat alike, wherever you are, whoever you are. Welcome back to another one. I remind you guys, please hit the like button. Like and subscribe. Do all that happy horse shit that makes YouTube's algorithms bark like Pavlov's dog. I'm going to play this old invocation of Tahuti here with Israel Regardi, and I'm gonna refresh my cup of coffee, and then we'll get into it, man. We're gonna be reading from I and Thou. This is the second section of Martin Buber's new translation with prologue and notes by Walter Kaufman. Martin Buber's I and Thou. Martin Buber. God, I'm gonna need to get my reading glasses too. Martin Buber's I and Thou has long been acclaimed as a classic. Many prominent writers have acknowledged its influence on their own work. Students of intellectual history consider it a landmark, and the generation born since World War II considered Buber one of its prophets. The need for a new English translation had been felt for many years. The old version was marred by inaccuracies and misunderstandings, and its recurrent use of the archaic thou was seriously misleading. Now Professor Walter Kaufmann, a distinguished writer and philosopher in his own right, who was close to Buber, has retranslated the work at the request of Booba's family, his son in fact, and he has added a wealth of informative notes to clarify obscurities and bring the reader close to the original. And he has written an extensive prologue, which we covered last time. Guys, if you weren't here, I covered the entire prologue in I and Thou, and we're going to be moving into the first part of it, man. It's in 3 parts. And it's 200 pages. We covered 50 in an hour on the last transmission. You can check that out. You find it on my channel. It's called I and Thou First Session. So this will be the second session. This volume should provide a new basis for all future discussion of Buber. So Martin Buber was born in Vienna in 1878, studied philosophy and art in the universities of Vienna, Zurich, and Berlin. In his 20s, he was an active Zionist and worked closely with Theodor Herzl and Chaim Weizmann. However, Buber is best known for his revival of Hasidism, a mystical movement that swept Eastern European Jewry in the 18th and 19th centuries. Out of this interest evolved his dialogue, or I and Thou philosophy. Buber taught philosophy from 1938 to 1951 at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem. So that's the size of it. That's what we're going to be dealing with, guys. We've got the I and Thou. Israel Regardie will lead us through the invocation of Tahuti, god of magic. And in the meantime, I will refresh my cup of coffee, because you know how I like my coffee. I like it black, like I like my magic. All right, I hope y'all good-looking sexy people are doing all right. Hold your horses. This is about a 5-6 minute transmission from Israel Regardie, and I will be right back to get this show started. Yeah, good magic.
Invocation of Thoth. Procul, o procul esti profani, or lasti ompeda. In the name of the mighty and terrible one, I proclaim that I have banished the shells unto their habitations. I invoke Tahuti, the Lord of wisdom and of utterance, the God that cometh forth from the veil. O thou majesty of the Godhead, wisdom-crowned Tahuti, Lord of the gates of the universe, thee I invoke. O thou of the ivy's head, thee I invoke. Thou who wieldest the wand of double power, thee I invoke. Thou who bearest in thy left hand the rose and cross of light and life, thee I invoke. Thou whose head is as an emerald, and thy nemes as the night sky blue, thee I invoke. Thou whose skin is of flaming orange as though it burned in a furnace, thee I invoke. Behold, I am yesterday, today, and the brother of tomorrow. I am born again and again. Mine is the unseen force whereof the gods are sprung, which is as life unto the dwellers in the watchtowers of the universe. I am the charioteer of the east, lord of the past and of the future. I see by mine own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dust, and my birth is from the house of death. O ye two divine hawks upon your pinnacles, who keep watch over the universe, Ye who company the bier to the house of rest, who pilot the ship of wrong, ever advancing onwards the heights of heaven, Lord of the shrine which standeth in the center of the earth. Behold, he is in me, and I in him. Mine is the radiance wherein Ptah floateth over the firmament. I travel upon high. I tread upon the firmament of new. I raise that flashing flame with the lightning of mine eye, ever rushing on in the splendor of the daily glorified Ra, giving my life to the dwellers of earth. If I say, come up upon the mountains, the celestial waters shall flow at my word. For I am Ra incarnate, Kefra, created in the flesh. I am the eidolon of my father Tamu, Lord of the city of the sun. The God who commands is in my mouth. The God of wisdom is in my heart. My tongue is the sanctuary of truth, and a God sitteth upon my lips. My word is accomplished every day, and the desire of my heart realizes itself as that of Ptah when he createth his works. I am eternal, therefore all things are as my designs, therefore do all things obey my word. Therefore do thou come forth unto me from thine abode in the silence, unutterable wisdom, or light, or power. So, Hermes, Mercury, Odin, by whatever name I call thee, thou art still nameless to eternity. Come thou forth, I say, and aid and guard me in this work of art. Thou, star of the east, that didst conduct the Magi, thou art the same all present in heaven and in hell. Thou that vibratest between the light and the darkness, rising, descending, changing ever, yet ever the same. The sun is thy father, thy mother the moon. The wind hath borne thee in its bosom, and earth hath ever nourished the changeless Godhead of thy youth. Come thou forth, I say, come thou forth, and make all spirits subject unto me, so that every spirit of the firmament and of the ether, upon the earth and under the earth, on dry land and in the water, of whirling air and of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God the vast one may be obedient unto me.
Good magic nonetheless. The internet is it's doing its thing, it's showing its ass. Don't know why it's not connecting entirely well, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna roll with the punches. It's taken me a bit longer to make my coffee than I thought it would, so I'm gonna pop on the Machine Lies real quick. It's a 2-minute advertisement for TML, the Machine Lies. Old Mohammed Kong over there telling the lies of the machine on the machine that lies. Let's get at it. Well, that didn't seem to work. Let me see what's going on here. Getting zero feedback from the internet right now. I wonder why.
So we talk about the lies of the machine on the machine that lies. Basically, on the stream, The Machine Lies, we're taking a very critical look at technology. So the reason we're doing that is because we're looking at the medium that is used to communicate, right, and transmit information, right? We don't think that any
So we
form
talk
of
about
mediation
the
is
lies of the
neutral, right? But
machine
it's
on the machine that lies.
basically, on the stream, The Machine Lies, we're taking a very critical look at technology. So the reason we're doing that is because we're looking at the medium
So we talk
that
about
is
the
used to
lies of the
communicate,
machine
right, and
on the machine that lies.
basically, on the stream, The Machine Lies, we're taking a very critical look at technology. So the reason we're doing that is because we're looking at the medium that is used to communicate, right, and transmit information, right? We don't think that any form of mediation is neutral, right, but it's laden with values. And so I think that the well has been polluted by technology. So obviously we take a critical look at technology, right? Okay, we're looking at different concepts in relation to technology, right? In terms of philosophy, right? And in terms of religion. Now, that is one of the main purposes of the show, is that we really look at where technology and religion, science, and spirituality, where those things intersect, right? Because there's a crisis of the modern
Can you hear
world
me?
in which there's a majority of the modern world is religious people.
Yeah,
Their
give it a minute.
mindset is secular, and the means they employ
Let the
are
TML
secular.
play
We're
out.
living in a post-liberal, post-human, post-geological age, right? So we're talking about the death of liberalism, the rise of the world technological system. Now, we do think that, okay, there's a considerable level of externalization of the ego, okay, and mediation of ourselves through the means we employ. So obviously, we shape tools, but the tools we use shape us, right? So that's one of the main things we're trying to get across on the show, is how technology changes human psychology. If you question the means you employ and what the objective factors of power are in our age, right, then that's the most important question you can ask, right? That's the most critical stance you could actually take, right? Like, most people don't question, how or what means they use to question, to ask the question itself, right? So we're actually taking a critical look at technology, right, as a primary form of communication, as an objective factor of power in our age, right? And we think that basically we're assuming that a lot of the stuff that we see through this medium is totally made up, right, fabricated, and that is based on the fact that it is artifice. It's produced by a machine, right? So we talk about the lies of the machine on the machine that lies.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like that finished. We talk about the lies of the machine on the machine that lies. All right,
Welcome
welcome.
back. Welcome back. How you doing?
Yeah, good to see you,
Good, brother.
Cage. How the hell are you doing, man?
Doing good, man. I had to go on a Zoom court fucking thing earlier. We had I
Okay.
had people enter the unit for fucking they're drilling, doing construction or whatever, and then people enter here to check the fire alarm manually,
Yeah.
intercom. Normal. But yeah, yeah, I got charged. I got into a little accident. I was
Okay,
being
really? Tell
chased.
me what happened?
Oh, September 25th, back in September. I was actually on live. I'm hearing myself echo.
Yeah, yeah. Give me a second. Hold on. This fucking horse shit, man. This
This
restream is set up.
restream, yeah, the
Ooh, I
restream
can
is
hear
fucking finicky.
myself fucking echoing too.
It's
Re.
finicky. Now I don't hear me anymore. No, actually, maybe I do.
Yeah, I can hear you. Restream is set up a lot different than StreamYard.
It's a bit finicky. Yeah,
Yeah, and it seems to be an absolute fucking disaster today. I don't know what's going on. I haven't used it in a couple of months, I guess.
yeah. I comment like I want to hit the link and like you're playing something, but there's no audio. So
Yeah, it's
I was
weird.
just letting you
Everything's
know.
going wrong. That's all right though. You know it is what it is. Let me see here. I'll get this motherfucker fixed up. I'm gonna switch
Blame,
to my
blame it
headphones.
on Mercury. Yeah,
Yeah,
hit the three
Mercury's.
dots, go to settings, and hit audio, and then maybe try switching it on and off
Yeah,
from a different device. Maybe that could help. I
yeah.
don't
I
know.
got. Yeah, I got it now. Should be good. We sounding
Yep.
good.
Yep. There we go. Yeah, now we're all good. I hear
All
no
right.
echo. So, anyways, yeah, on the
Excellent.
25th, what happened was I actually have it. I don't have it on. I have it on audio. I don't have it recorded. I was doing like the backstage things I do, and there's a gas station. There's a tennis court right across the street from it. So I was over there, picking up people's garbage, just chilling, enjoying the weather before everyone's freezing over here because winter time. And all of a sudden, I get into my car and people are fucking chasing me, like going through red lights. Like they're after me like crazy. So I ended up into a little accident later. So when the police showed up, they're like trying to make me like sign things and do this. So I got charged with refusing to comply with a peace officer's demand, something like that. It's
So
soft as light. And then
did you end up getting arrested or what?
they didn't arrest me. They drove me home. Like I was back on the fucking panel within like an hour, like in my thing I was doing. But then they like mailed me something and they're like, "Oh, you have to show up to court." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, okay.
So
A
it
summons,
was
huh?
yeah, they summoned me. Yeah, through a Zoom meeting apparently. So I just adjourned it. It's adjourned because I'm seeking disclosure.
Okay, yeah. I don't know exactly how all that works, but I know that the United States is extremely litigious, and it seems to be one of the
I'm
way
in
they try to keep.
Canada. Yeah.
Oh, you're in Canada. Are they similar to the U.S. and how litigious they
It's
are?
it's it's kind of more like a mixture between the United States and then it is a Commonwealth and like the UK. It's more of like the UK kind of thing. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you on the East Coast or the West Coast? It seems like I
I'm
remember
in
you
I'm in
saying
Toronto. It's the
Toronto,
East
right?
Coast. Yeah, it's not very far from New York, kind of thing.
Well, bonjour, monsieur.
Je m'appelle Cage. Comment ça va?
Yeah, no French here, very little.
Uh,
Um, it is what it is, right? A little Espanol. We're down near the border in
¿Qué
Southern
pasa?
California.
¿Qué
Yeah,
pasa?
so
¿Está
we
bien?
speak a little bit. Yeah, muy bien. Gracias. ¿Y tú? Yeah, we speak a little Spanish down there. Not a lot of French though. My mom liked French though. I think I told you that story before. We've spoken before. Yeah. How you been doing? What's been going on? I know you got a little bit. They kind of rode your ass the other day for showing an owl on the chats with Jack.
How
I thought
dare
that
me show it now?
I know. I thought that was
Right?
kind of lame. It's like, why are they reading so much into it? What's up
It's,
with
fuck,
that?
it's a fucking owl, buddy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they
Loudly
went
owl.
bananas. They
I
fucking went
know.
literally bananas.
Note to self: don't show owls to people.
Well, here's the thing too. Like everyone else has so many like accoutrements and decorations in their background, and they're always wearing hats and T-shirts and showing necklaces and stuff. It's like, what the fucking big deal is? He's got an owl in his lap. Jesus Christ, get
I think
over it.
I, I think the issue was I was wearing a suit and a poppy on the suit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got really irritated by that for
They
some
see me
reason.
wearing a suit, all of a sudden it's like, and then an
Yeah,
owl too.
it's like, are you
Bohemia
thinking
Grove.
of Moloch? Are you trying to feed our babies to the devil?
What?
Yeah, they thought it was Moloch. You're like, no, it's Hecate, the goddess of the moon. They read
Athena.
so much into it. Athena, yeah, Athena. Yeah. So we're getting into the first part of I and Thou. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's
I did
a
see the
fellow.
thumbnail with the book. Yeah, the book,
Yeah, it's
right?
a fellow named Martin Buber.
I'm
So
not
we're
familiar with it. So
okay.
is it is it
Well,
kind of is it kind of like meditation, like Marcus Aurelius, kind of like Stoic stuff, or what is it?
I think it might be. Like I'm not exactly sure yet. It's divided up into three parts, I believe, three or four parts, and then it looks like each section is a short essay. So I'll read them one by one, and we can banter back and forth on what you think it means and
That'd be
do some
interesting.
comment. Yeah, do some commentary. I read the prologue last time in the first session, and so it was pretty long. It was like 50 pages long. It was written by a guy named Walter Kaufman.
Hmm.
And so this is coming right out after World War II, and it
Okay.
says that it's. I read a little background on the guy's philosophy. It says he's a Zionist and
Oh no. All right.
a Hasidic Jew, and he was interested in the mystical movement of
L'chaim.
Eastern Europe.
Hmm.
Yeah, Eastern European Jewry in the 18th and 19th century. And one of his interests evolved in his dialogical I and thou philosophy. So the
Mm,
general idea, and it kind of falls in line with what I'm trying to promote here on YouTube in the panel verse, is and maybe you've heard about it. I've been talking about it a little bit. But the Rastafarian conversation model. I think you're
okay.
familiar with Carlos Castaneda.
Rings a bell.
Okay, so he wrote a series of books, I think 12 books on something he called the Way of the like Yakai Warrior or something. It's about shamanistic Mexican shamanism using like peyote and mushrooms and different stuff to open
So
up and
entheogens. Entheogens are okay.
yeah, and ayahuasca. Like he used all of it. And he said that he was taught by a wizard shaman who said that people try to dominate each other's energy in a negative way, and that if we sit in like a philosophical conversation, then
Mm,
imagine like the old Native American Indians with like a talking stick. Imagine a stick with like a turtle shell, and it's like a rattle, and it's got some feathers. And so you sit in the sweat tent, you know, you maybe smoke some peace pipe, and then you pass the stick around, and every time you have the talking stick, you talk for a couple of minutes, and then you pass it to the next person. And
mm,
so essentially it's like you don't over talk the energy, and you allow everyone to talk. And the other thing is too, everyone has to talk. So like you can't dominate the energy, because then the energy, the spectrum will shift from like a blue green to like red orange, and you'll start sucking energy. And so if you subtly watch the chi, then if it's in a like two or three people in the room together, you can see that they'll vampirically feed on each other's chi by overstaying their energetic, like I'm doing right now. I should lay back, and it's your turn to talk for a couple of minutes, and whether you want to or not, you have to try.
okay. So it's like
So like kind of
it's like a kind of an equal exchange of energy. Is that what you're alluding to?
exactly
Okay.
a puff puff pass philosophy, like don't bogart the joint, you know.
Oh, pass it on
Keep
the left hand side, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Don't fuck up the rotation, right? You got to keep it rotating.
Mm,
So you'll notice too, like on a lot of people's channels and their panels and stuff, like because they're host or whatever, they'll seem like they'll tend to want to dominate, and that's okay. This is YouTube, but it's not the Rastafarian conversation model, and it doesn't seem as friendly or cooperative or proactive. So it's something new that I'm trying to do as an experiment here on
mm.
the old Frank Monday channel, and so I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to try to live by it, and
Yeah.
people who join, I hope, could give it a shot. You know, it's not the end of the world. So okay, first part. We'll go with the
Well,
first message.
I
Go ahead.
yeah. Before we get into that, yeah, I think like a lot of people have a problem with me because yeah, I do tend to overtalk because I feel like I'm not being heard, and the only way to ever get anything out is to overtalk people, kind of interrupt them. You know, so
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes you have to assert effort to kind of suck back some of, because they're sucking the oxygen out of the room, and then you know if you're left unheard, that's not good. And so the
I think it just
rotation.
yeah, it pisses
Yeah, go
people
ahead.
off. Yeah, I think it just rubs people the wrong way because you know, like
It
I won't just
does.
sit there and
It does.
comply. I'm not gonna sit there and comply with their nonsense. Like a lot of these people, they talk a whole bunch of stuff, but you never really put the work in. You never really done it. Hey, I could say the same thing about myself when it comes to certain matters. Yeah? Either
Well,
way,
it's
it's like,
hard.
come on. Yeah.
It's hard too because it's a broadcast like radio format, and people don't want to let there be any dead air, which means you don't even have an opportunity to take a breath or think for a minute and ponder. And you can see when they do it and they say, you know, it's all about me. It's all about me. Direct the energy back towards me. You know, I'm being left out and stuff. And they get very anxious. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I would recommend folks out there who are interested in learning a more energetic, proactive way of conversation to read Carlos Castaneda's works. I think, like I said, I think there's about 12 books. I read them when I was young,
Hmm.
and I'm just summarizing it. I'm boiling it down to the most basic idea, which now I'm calling, like I said, the Rastafarian conversation model. And it looks like Martin Buber was interested in the same thing, and he called it I and thou, or I and you. And so he
Well,
promoted the
you,
general.
myself, and I, right? There's three different forms of the self. Right? Me, myself, and I. I mean, really,
Right,
it's
right.
really the same thing, right? It's like in alchemy, it's like salt, sulfur, and mercury, different
Yeah,
aspects
yeah,
of the
yeah.
being. Like like you go even in Christianity, the Trinity,
Well, here's getting into
Father, the
the idea
Spirit,
that
and uh,
here he presents the idea
Son,
that
the
every
Son,
time.
the Father, and Spirit, Holy Spirit. It's the same thing. It's always like a tria prima, God, the tria
Right.
prima.
Yeah, so he said the best energetic formations are, in fact, trinities or three people at a time. And he's promoting the idea that when I'm speaking to you, like I and you, then I have to realize that that's a reflection of God in you. And
If you want to
I have to
call it that.
respect that.
Yeah, if you want to
Well,
call it
that's
that. Like
the,
the
well,
way the
yeah,
allegory I like to use is like, for example, think about it. Like when you have a dream, right? It's all within the mind, but you're creating all these landscapes and other people that are interacting with you, but it's really all formulated through one mind, which is yours. And so it's
yeah,
like,
facts.
do I even exist? Like, technically, like, maybe I'm just a figment of your imagination.
Yeah, it's a damn good question. And sometimes you can't prove either, right? So, okay, we'll get into the first essay here. It's only a few sentences long, and then give me some feedback.
Of
First part,
course.
not even sure what page it is. Let me see here. It looks like we're on page 53. He says, the world is twofold for man in accordance with his twofold attitude. The attitude of man is also twofold in accordance with the two basic words he can speak. These basic words are not single words, but word pairs.
Dada,
One
mama.
base
I'm just
one
joking.
basic yeah, no problem. One basic word is the pair I you. The other basic word is the word pair I it. But this basic word is not changed when he or she takes the place of it. Thus, the I of man is also twofold, for the I of the basic word I you is different from that of the basic word I it. And yeah, that's the first little short essay. I don't know, what do you think about that? That's a little bit confusing to me.
Oh, what like some how do I word this? Some sort of like consistency there is like a vowel. So it has a lot
Yeah.
to do with like the language and the vowels that we use, like I, O, U, to keep going with them. So
Interesting. There's a footnote here. It says that in the first edition, the next section began with basic words do not signify things but relations. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense what you said then. He said this sentence was omitted by Buber in the 1957 and all subsequent editions.
yeah, just like I'm not the smartest guy ever, but yeah, the consistency I see there is the vowels. No owl, the vowel.
Okay. Well, yeah, and he goes on to say basic words do not state something that might exist outside them, but being spoken, they establish a mode of existence.
Hmm.
Basic words are spoken with one's being. When one says you, the I of the word pair I you is also said. When one says it, the I of the word pair I it is also implied. The basic word pair I you can only be spoken with one's whole being. The
Well,
basic
even
word
it,
form
uh,
I it,
even
yeah.
even it starts with a vowel, and then you add a consonant to it, and you get a spelling it there. And then we have an association. There's that. There's it.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah, I think I see what he's doing here now. I, right? So that when I say I, it also means you see what he's doing here, right? So
Yeah,
he's
I
pointing
look
out
like
that
I has to be an it,
right.
and then you can even do EYE, which is like two vowels and a consonant in the middle with a Y.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, so he's pointing out this interrelationship between people when they're engaged in conversation, that not to exclusively divide themselves into I and U's, but to become I U's, right?
okay,
So
yeah,
yeah, this is a tough thing for people to do, I think, even for myself, and I have to catch myself when
it's
I'm
mind-boggling. Yeah.
yeah, when I'm violating the principle because it's a different,
Mind-boggling, not violating, boggling. It's like
you know,
makes you think a little bit more than most people would like to.
yeah, and it's a different energetic exchange than you would ordinarily engage in.
Mhm.
So there's no such I, but the only I of the basic word I you and the I of the basic word I it. When a man says I, he means one or the other. The I he means is present when he says I, and when he says you or it, the I is one or the other basic word is also present. Being I and saying I are the same. Saying I and saying one of the two basic words are the same. Whoever speaks one of the basic words enters into the word and stands with it.
Well, like even in like the Bible, like I'm not very religious, but even in like the Christian Bible or Torah, whatever, they say at the beginning was the Word, and the Word was whatever unpronounceable.
With God, the word was of God. God was the
But
word.
but but
Yeah. Yep.
technically, Yahweh or the Tetragrammaton Yod He Vav He, um, it's impronounceable. But it kind of sounds like a breath, it's like taking a breath in and out.
Yeah, and it's encoded within the current Kabbalistic tradition that you do in fact use it as a form of like breathing meditation, right? Like you inhale the first yud, then hold on the hay, then exhale on
Hmm.
the vowel, and then hold on the hay again. So it's the fourfold breath. And Jack's been talking about this on Chats with Jack recently too. He called it something else, which is a little misleading because it is originally a Hebrew tradition, the fourfold breath of Yad He Vah He. And so yeah, it's a legitimate thing. Um,
We got
I
Frank in there. I'm just looking in the comments. We got Frank in there saying hi TML, hi Cage, hey Cage. But yeah, TML
I
wasn't
can't
there.
even
He's just
see it.
playing. I
Oh,
can.
Ricardo Sunshine. Oh, okay, yeah, good to see
Yeah.
you, Ricardo.
You
Hope
should
you're doing
join
well.
Ricardo. Why not? If you're listening, I'm not sure how many people are listening in though. Rose
Yeah,
popped up before. I just hit the link and I'm like the audio is in there. I figured, I have some time here. Might as well go and have a good conversation with Mr. Frank one day. Why
yeah,
not?
good to see you. I appreciate you being here. Here is you were talking about the Tetragrammaton a moment ago. So here's a little pictograph I made of the Tetragrammaton that shows it in its Kabbalistic elements. So you have the plasma charge at the top, then the
Oh, let me take
liquid
a look.
matter.
Oh, no, I was away from the phone. Let me
Oh,
take a
okay,
look.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking now. Oh, look at you. Okay.
And it's for the audience at home as well. So you have the plasma charge at the top, the first yud, which enters in and creates the divine spark in the mind. And then
Hmm.
plasma becoming the liquid form rains down over the shoulders and arms of man. And then the vowel, the gaseous, is the breathing in the torso, right? Like the qigong, the meditative, gaseous pneumatic
Solar
pressure.
plexus. Yeah.
Yeah, the solar plexus. And then the final hay at the bottom is the earthly sphere, the matter, the legs connecting to the earth. And so you see a complete tree of life manifesting into man by
Hmm.
Yod He Vav. So the word is with,
Vav,
right? Yeah,
hmm.
the word was man, the word was God, the word is with man. And so each breath, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, manifests the word of Jehovah or the Tetragrammaton into man. I had that revelation
Hmm.
before I actually saw it elaborated on.
Excuse
And
me.
later I learned that Eliphas Levi actually has a very similar alliteration in his book, Transcendental Magic, but his is a little
Oh,
different.
I've covered that entire book. I used to
Have
just
you?
play audiobooks all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, the very first color plate at the start of the book, he has a similar drawing of the Tetragrammaton, but I think mine's a little different. I think mine's a little better. His, I think it actually includes the Aleph, which makes Yeshua rather than Jehovah, right,
Aleph.
or
Yeah.
Jehovah.
Mhm. You ever?
Yeah, he includes
What are
the
your thoughts
Aleph.
on if we get into that? Apparently, there's a secret password. You know what I mean? Jabulon, which is also a trinity.
Jabulan.
Jabulon.
Okay. Yeah, do tell. What's the story there?
Well, in Freemasonry, apparently, at a specific degree on the York Rite, um, like where we get the Templars and all that. Like it's not 33rd degree. Right? You got the Cryptic Council. Apparently, in order to gain access to a certain another door, you have to say Jabulon. So it's like Yahweh Bull, which is what is it? It's a trio. Right? Again, like another Trinity. So you got Yahweh, you got Osiris on, and then you got Belial.
Okay, interesting. Now, Ricardo Sunshine's saying hi to TML as well. Hey, TML. Is he here? Oh, I guess because I was playing his
You were
intro
playing
video.
it, yeah. That's what I was mentioning before. Yeah, he's not here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, the next section says the life of a human being does not exist merely in the sphere of goal directed verbs. It does not consist merely of activities that have something for their object, I perceive something, I feel something, I imagine something, I want something, I sense something, I think something. The life of a human being does not consist merely of all this and its like. All this and its like is the basis of the realm of it, but the realm of you has another basis. Oh, that's interesting. So he's delineating the world of the sense perception and like the prime material plane as being that of it, and then I think he's separating the soul and the actual wanderer or traveler in the maze as you. So making clear distinctions. I guess that's why he's pointing out the twofold nature of things, which is the realm of the false dichotomy, right? It's the polarization of yin and yang, and it's how human beings appear, and it's how we have to kind of interpret the world. But it's not the timeless homeland. It's not the world of permanence. Whoever says you does not have something for his object, for wherever there is something, there is also another something. Every it borders on another it. It is only by virtue of bordering on others, but where you is, there is no something. You has no borders. Whoever says you does not have something, he has nothing, but he stands in relation. Oh yeah, that's very interesting.
Stands in relation. So, like, I guess the mirror, you look into the mirror, it reflects back to you, and in a way, in concordance, the two become one. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
that's a way to
I keep,
look at it.
I keep, I keep a mirror by my door as I go out each day, and I keep a picture of myself with my name on it, right? And I say, "Remember who you are. You are Frank." And so I got to
Yeah,
go out into the world.
there's only one of you. It's like a fingerprint. There's only one,
Yeah, I got to put on the Frank mask and go out into the world and play the game each day. But I need to remember, that is in fact a
Where you
mask.
at? You're in Asia, right?
Yeah, I'm in China, Peking,
Okay. Yeah, the
what
Eastern
they call
philosophy.
Beijing these days. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
Beijing.
old,
My
old
best friend
Peking.
growing up, Terry, English name is Terry. He's from over there. Ended up coming over. He did really well with himself. Um,
Okay, is he a Chinese fellow?
yeah,
Okay,
Mandarin. Like I call him Didi. That
yeah,
means
little
little.
brother.
Yeah, little brother.
Yeah, that's good. Has he taught you a little bit of Chinese? Does he
Oh,
banter
I
back
learned
and
how to.
forth with you a little
Yeah,
bit?
yeah, yeah. I know a bit of Mandarin, and yeah, like growing up, I sat with them, like used chopsticks. Like I know how to use chopsticks. I learned lots of culture from them. They're great people. They came from fucking nothing, and now the man's like on private jets. BMW gives him free cars, best cars, just to make a post. He's big in Korea for some reason. He's
Nice.
on
Yeah,
like
a lot of
private jets and stuff.
the Chinese families I was affiliated in the States with too, they also worked really hard and built their families strong. Like I have a buddy that owns a
Mm.
restaurant. He's a Cantonese guy. He's from Hong Kong. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's done well. He raised 5 children in the US, kept a business open for like nearly 40 years. He recently retired.
Um,
Yeah, it's
he did
good.
very
But
well,
yeah,
and it's funny. Like we went to like a YouTube convention back before YouTube was like a big thing. Like these people like literally run YouTube. I'm not even joking. We met all the people that run this fucking platform back in the day. They closed down they rented out the Ontario Science Center and had a YouTube convention, and yeah, they do real good with that.
what do you
So
mean Chinese folks or other folks?
other folks, but just he happened just to be from there. There's other
Oh,
folks there.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, YouTube's it's kind of a thing now, huh? People enjoy it. We are told that man experiences world. What does this mean? Man goes over the surface of things and experiences them. He brings back from them some knowledge of their condition as an experiencer. He experiences what there is to things. But it is not experiences alone that bring the world to man, for what they bring to him is only a world that consists of it and it and it, and of he and he and she and it. I experience something. All this is not changed by adding inner experiences to the external ones, in line with the non eternal distinctions that is born of mankind's craving to take the edge of the mystery of death. To take the edge off the mystery of death. Inner things like eternal things, things among things. I experience something, and all this is not changed by adding mysterious experiences to manifest ones. Self confident in the wisdom that recognizes a secret compartment in things reserved for the initiated and holds the key. Oh, mysteriousness without mystery. Oh, piling up of information. It. Interesting. His,
Okay. Well, so
yeah.
what's the point of knowing all these different things without utilizing and applying them into the real life? I guess that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom, right? Because you can have a bunch of knowledge, but wisdom is the action of, putting it into use in Malkuth, in this physical reality.
Yeah, the application of the thing. Well, I guess understanding the abstract origins of thing and like the preforms, it satisfies the second half of man's life on Earth. In the
Hmm.
first half, most people aren't interested. You know, they just got to get the basics of life settled, like working and raising a family and stuff like that. But as you transition past that phase, then you start looking towards the gate of life and death, and you know you await transmorgification into the realm beyond. And I think some people probably believe that some of it's fantasy. You know, there's a lot of people turning towards atheism these days.
Hmm.
But I don't know. You, if an individual builds up enough power, they do have breakthroughs and can see beyond the veil.
Oh yeah,
But
but
he's
but it's funny about the veil thing, right? Not to interrupt you,
yeah. Go ahead.
but yeah, there's always a curtain behind the curtain behind the curtain behind the, it's layered. It's like an onion, many layers
Yeah,
to it.
absolutely.
So as soon
Yeah,
as
I've
you
been
think that you're lifting the veil, here's a new one for you. You know what I mean? Welcome back.
right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been pretty high up. Like I shot up the tree of life one time and I got to the top and it turned into another Malkuth, right? And then
But you went from Keter and then sent right back down to Malkuth, right? All the way from Keter.
right, but it was in the super spiritualized form, so it went from the Asoretic or Ashiic right to the next world. And then I shot through that one as well and I went into the next one and it started getting really spooky, man. Like there was big powerful movers up there and I was at a cosmic level and I'm like, I got to go further, what's beyond? And I shot up and when I shot up and went beyond,
Oh, yeah.
I woke up and I had
Well,
returned
you're probably
to
going
my
to Kilpoth, right? Kilpoth?
no,
Kilpoth.
I don't. Tell me. Yeah, tell me.
So, well, everyone always like looks at the tree of life and like but there's also like roots. A
Oh,
tree
the
always
clip
has
off. Yeah,
roots.
the clip off.
Clip off, yeah.
Yeah, the clip
So,
off.
so maybe you got sent back over there.
Well, no, yeah. When I first started my journey, see, I don't know if you've heard the story or not, but I've told it. I've been in China, you know, for 20 years already. Well, 15 to 20 years at the time, and practicing,
Hold
you
on,
know,
pause, please. Why did you choose to move into the Eastern
Well,
realm?
before we get there, that's a bit of a deviation. Let me finish this tangent. It won't take long.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, when I had been over here I came here to study Chinese Qigong and Kung Fu and Chinese language and stuff. Anyway, I'd been over here for a long time, just endeavoring to do Chinese arts, mysticism, and Chinese magic and Qigong. And about a decade ago, I got back into the study of the Kabbalah, and I wanted to go up the tree of life from Malkuth across Yesod. From Yesod into experience the oscillation of Hod and
What
Netzach.
about dot the center? Yeah.
That was much later on. Wait a minute. Let me don't get
Okay.
too far ahead of yourself.
All right.
Um, and so I was struggling along the primary path of Saturn, the world card from Malkuth to Yesod, and I wasn't having any breakthroughs. I had made some talismans, and I felt that I had like perceived King Solomon's dark mirror. And I was working, I was getting close, but suddenly I got pulled down into the Klipot, and I had to spend like I don't know, a great amount of time down there, week after week in my meditation, rather than being able to go from Malkuth into Yasad, I just kept getting pulled back down into the clip oath, and I almost died. I had like a dark night of the soul. I think I was about 47 at the time, and that's when a lot of great mystics have died and passed from the world. And
Really?
yeah,
How
some
old are you now? At 47? Okay.
54 now.
47 is a prime number. 54. Yeah, you're like my father's. Well, you're like my mother's age, pretty much. Right? Around.
Okay,
You're
yeah,
in
but yeah,
between my
so
mother and my father.
you had mentioned that, and so I went to see Poke Runyon. He's master magician of the Ordo Templi Astarte in Southern
Oh, I know.
California.
Out in Cali. I know Polka.
Oh, okay. And I told him about what happened to me, and he said, "Yep." He said, "That's exactly how it's supposed to go." He says, "You have to go down before you can go up." And I'm like, "That's not. I haven't seen that written anywhere. Like, I didn't know that was a part of the experience."
How old do you think I am?
Based on your voice, and I've seen you in on video a couple of times, I'm thinking you're probably early 30s.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're on point. I'll be 32 at
Okay.
the end of this month. Yeah. But
Okay, good. Yeah, good magic. 27's a big one. So you've passed one of the big waypoints in life.
no, I'm gonna be 32. 33 would be nice to make it to. Yeah,
Yeah,
we got
33, you got to watch out. They're going to try to fucking crucify you.
I have no problem with that. I don't think I go directly through. There's like a path that you could, I have my own path, but it all leads to the same road.
Hang him on the tree of woe. Crucify him. All right. From Conan the Barbarian.
I'm back. So yeah, my question was like, yeah, what drawn you towards the Eastern philosophy and to move over there? Try that.
It's a long story, but the short version, I grew up in Los Angeles, and I was interested in other cultures. I really liked the Mexican culture a lot. And I would cruise around the neighborhood. Like being in LA, there were lots of different hoods, and each hood represented like a different ethnic group. And so I went into like Cambodian hoods and Vietnamese and African American, Haitian, Samoan, all these different hoods.
It
And I
reminds me of
told,
Toronto. Yeah, you got little everything over here. Little
yeah, and
everything.
I told my dad I wanted to study foreign cultures. I said I feel naturally pulled towards it, and he said study the Chinese. He said the rest don't have much to offer, and he would take me to Chinatown when I was really young, and I had a lot of cool experiences. And I would go there. I'd ride like the city bus to Chinatown when I was just like 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, and I started studying at the cultural centers. And I made Chinese friends, and I studied Chinese kung fu from a really, really young age, and I became extremely interested in
Like
Taoism.
Win Chun?
No, I did Bagua and Xingyi. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
I'm not, but I know like I have a Korean martial art background, Hapkido, not Aikido. People get confused. They know Steven Seagal, Hapkido, which is
Yeah, that's right.
Korean for.
We've talked about martial arts before, I believe. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, so I did that, and then I got interested in magic, and at the same time, I was also going in like the occult bookstore and looking for books on qigong and magic and stuff like that. And so I developed a huge library. By the time I was like 15, 16 years old, I had like 1,000 books from the occult bookstore. I would buy them, I
Oh,
would purloin them, I would take them, I would
wow.
borrow them. Yeah,
Okay.
I was really big on collecting books and trying to read them. I couldn't understand any of it, as a kid, but I endeavored to read it whether I understood it or not. And so I initiated myself into like the Golden Dawn, and then I met like shortly after I met a Golden Dawn group, and they gave me a formal like full
Freighter,
theatrical
you should come talk one day.
initiation.
It'd be fascinating if you went and talked with Freighter RC. He ran the Golden Dawn over here in Canada, like one chapter, like in Vancouver. So he's an
Oh
adept
yeah,
at that. It's modern.
I love talking to practicing ceremonial magicians because I'm most of my path is almost entirely self-initiated, but I have received formal initiations from the Golden Dawn, a branch of the Hermetic Brotherhood of Luxor, the Universal Society of the Integral Way, a Thelemic group, and finally the most
Oh, tell
recent
him about
one.
93.
Yeah,
Okay.
the most recent one, I was initiated into Poke Runyon's by Poke Runyon himself, the Church of Hermetic Sciences, the Order of the Temple of Astarte, and I actually flew out to California and stayed at his house in order to do that.
Oh
And so
wow.
that was
Okay.
that was a big deal. I got to sleep on his couch, and
He will coach you up, man. But
yeah,
here,
he finally.
I put something in the private chat. It's called Anna's Archive dash Anna's dot
Okay.
-archive.org.
I don't even
Millions of
see the
books,
private
and
chat. Oh, there it is. Okay.
yeah, that's a great resource for you if you love looking into books and stuff. Like, it has everything there.
Oh, and you can just like look at them directly.
You can
Or
download
you,
them. It's through the IPFS network, so
oh
it's like
yeah.
a blog. It's blockchain technology, so nothing can be altered or removed. So you
Okay.
can't really. The only way to get rid of it is to take down the entire internet. So
Oh, good magic. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
it's a great resource. Yeah.
Yeah, because I do enjoy downloading books and looking into them. It looks like I'm going to need a VPN to log into it, so I'll wait until I turn my VPN on later.
Really? Why? They blocked it over there?
China blocks just about anything that comes out of the Western world. Like, it's you got to switch through VPNs. I got like
Oh,
three
that's
different
too much
VPNs I
knowledge, right?
use, and
Yeah, you don't fuck with the Chinese Communist Party. The CCP doesn't fucking play.
yeah,
Yeah, you may as well.
I don't play no games. They've treated me very well over here, and I appreciate the opportunity to pursue a life and
You
do
know, you know, you
everything.
know, you know. It's funny though. Like they'll hire like an actor to pretend to be a doctor, and then
Oh yeah, yeah.
give seminars and try to.
I've
They
done
they
tons
they,
of
they
that.
really they think white people are like
Yeah,
have more of
if you look like I look, or look, like if you know something,
a.
and if you're
You'll get
good,
treated pretty well. I'm pretty sure for that.
yeah,
I
if
don't
you're a
know.
good public speaker as well, yeah, you have lots of opportunities like that. So yeah, I've role played a lot of different things. Scientists,
Do you teach English over
um,
there? Or?
I do. I teach. Yeah, right now I'm teaching at high school level.
Yeah, so you're like an English teacher. Yeah, it makes sense, right? Like because they must learn English over there for some reason.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's a market that's available to people who understand the language and can be a good teacher and stuff. I got a bachelor's degree in business administration, and then I went on to get my master's in literature, and then I was actually in a postgraduate program working towards a PhD in Chinese, like Asian studies, which my focus was Chinese poetry. But I dropped out because it was just way too difficult. So I didn't achieve my doctorate. Not yet. I mean, I'm still kind of
Like
I'm
yeah, like personally, I know what you're saying. Personally, do I seem undereducated to you, or I kind of know
no,
what's
not
going
at
on?
all. No, yeah, not at
Well,
all. I was just telling you, like,
it's funny. I stopped going to fucking school in grade 10. Okay, so I have a quote grade 10 education, but apparently not because I can talk to anybody, and I probably even people that are supposed to be experts in their field, I can hold a conversation with, and if not, learn
well, yeah,
from
and
and maybe teach.
you're autodidactic, right? Like most of the people I admire in the world are autodidactic. Lovecraft was an autodidact. He dropped
Oh,
out in the
H.P.
seventh,
Lovecraft and
yeah,
Cthulhu.
seventh grade. Yeah, he
Yeah.
dropped out in the seventh grade, and he finished his high school on his own, and then he started collaborating with people at university, and
I
he,
technically have a diploma. I got 33 magical credits that I never went to.
yeah, those are
Because,
more valuable anyway.
yeah, because they had to, advance people through or they won't get funding because no one ever showed up. It wasn't really a school. It's just like a fucking institution kind of thing that's
Yeah,
supposed to be a school.
a basic bachelor's you can work over here, and it's pretty lucrative to be an English teacher in China or in Asia, anywhere in the world, really. Like
Do
people
you
go
need
all
that
over.
do you need that credential though, or like as long as you?
Yeah, most schools will require that you have at least a bachelor's.
Yeah. All right. Well, some of the best teachers and people that you can learn from don't have that credential. You can just print
Right.
them out over here. You can just print them out. You know what I mean? You can
Well,
literally
yeah, and
buy. You can literally just
there are
buy.
certain
Uh,
right. There are certain countries and certain programs that will accept that. Some don't don't do much background checking, but for the most part, like the higher paying jobs, they're going to do pretty extensive research into your background.
but it's hilarious though because over here, like a lot of psychologists, a lot of people, even they've even caught people that are teachers that are like a professor, like a university professor, and they just bought their degree. I could literally buy a degree today, and you can call me Doctor Cage. I have a doctorate in whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're so you're just paying for a piece of paper, right? Like a lot of the people that have these credentials don't have any business, like they have no business trying to claim that they really know anything at all. So
Yeah, it's kind of like a whole system of here, kitty, kitty, kitty. They try to get you to the end, and the whole time they're fleecing you and trying to, basically trying to erode your family's fortune. That's what it's all about.
that's what it is, right? Like they try to like stick the needle in and inject or
Oh yeah, do
whatever.
everything. They want you to bend over fucking backwards to get any kind of degree, you know. Take vax right up and then, you know, submit to the system and y- y- transform your thinking to be exactly the way they want your thinking to be, and then continue to just fucking vomit up money
But
from your
you know,
family
you
every
know, it's funny.
semester, every year.
Imagine, okay, well, I'm quite the opposite because I inject money into my family, and it's not the other way around. But you know, never had that. And the funny thing is that think about it. You know, think about it for a bit. I have, for example, like I know lots of people went to business administration, you know, different business degrees, and they end up with debt, or they end up, you know, their family paying for it, and they end up working into, you know, working like a menial job, like being a waitress or a waiter or a bartender, whatever, like some shit. And like, imagine you took that time, all that time, to actually go out in the world and do something, you know, like create a business. It may or may not succeed the first time, but that experience is invaluable. You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of paying like 80 grand, like imagine you injected 80 grand into a business and went and created something and learned through experience, right? Isn't that like the ultimate entrepreneurial shit kind of thing? We got some music in the background, huh?
Absolutely. And those are the people who in life are far more successful. Is that too loud?
It's not that loud, but yeah, you could maybe turn it down a bit. See.
All right, I think that's a little better, huh?
Yeah, that's way better.
Yeah, I wanted to back it off a little
But
bit.
yeah, like what isn't that kind of backwards, right? Like paying to learn how to create a business when you could just use that capital in order to no real business. Any person that's an entrepreneur would be like, no, go and learn. You know, I've learned all types of stuff just from doing it, right? Like SEO, from search engine optimization to all the way to producing it, to being the, you play all the roles in that. What hat would you like me to wear today? You know, you wear them all, and just, at that point, I wear no hat. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a total fucking crock of shit the way most things are done. And people need to be aware of that. But like I'm a part of the system too. You know, I work at academia and you know, it feeds the family and pays the bills. So I'm perpetuating that system as much as I disagree with it intrinsically, because and I'm kind of on the same page with Jack Talcott in this respect that some things should be social safety nets for society. And I believe one of those should definitely be education. It should be more accessible to more people.
No, I get you there. Yeah, there's some places in the world, I think like Switzerland, different places. I'm pretty sure university is automatically free. Like if you want
Yeah,
to learn,
it is in Germany as well.
yeah, in Germany. Like if you want to learn something, why are you gonna put a price tag on education? That's retarded. It's gatekeeping. Because not
Yeah.
everybody, some people come from terrible backgrounds. They're not going to be able to afford such a thing. And then they have like student loans, right? They have something called OSAP over here, the Ontario Support, fucking whatever. And that's the only thing. Like, let's say you declare bankruptcy. You're never, if you owe those student loans, there's no getting rid of them. Even if
That's
you
right.
broke,
That's right. And that's
yeah.
another form of like indentured servitude. You know, they want people to buy into that system and take student loans and get in huge debt and then
But no, but
work for the
exactly.
system to pay it off, you know, and be
It's
enslaved
retarded. It's
essentially.
literally, yeah, pretty much. And
Yeah,
it's kind of
it is.
retarded because all the, look, we all have a cell phone. I'm holding one in my left hand right now. All knowledge is right there in their palm. So you need some fucking
Right.
institution to give you. Anyways, it's just actually ridiculous, you know.
Well, that's the
And
thing too. Like, go ahead.
yeah, I'm just saying it's completely ridiculous because like all the information is right in your palms nowadays, and
Well,
what?
and
You need a piece of paper and some fucking idiot to tell you that, oh, now you're able to get a job. Like what?
well, like you said,
Well,
and they gatekeep it too. Like originally, a lot of the universities had begun what they were calling open source education programs, and they were going to make available. Like Harvard University did this, Yale, Pepperdine, quite a few of them, and they were going to make all of their university level education, lectures, courses, everything available online for free. And the Obama administration prevented them from doing that.
Yeah, because it's just a money grab, and
Yeah.
and it's
Obama
funny
said
because
no.
over here
He
in
signed
Canada,
a he
they
signed a
said
bill in the U.S. that prevented the universities
there's
from
someone
allowing
that I could
free
play right
education
now.
online.
Yeah, there's something I could play right now if you want. I could go on a computer and fucking share the screen. It's hilarious because like most of these people, these quote credentials, they're just bought. You literally just buy them.
Well, you could just tell me about it. I'm not really set up right now to play anything.
No, I'm not gonna play it. But I'm saying I could. But either way, so yeah, like a lot of these like psychologists, doctors, even people teaching at the highest level, they just buy their degree, and no one know any different at all. Like most of these, it's not
Well,
education; it's just memorization. So it's like,
yeah, and that
Parrot
was the
says,
thing
yeah.
that's why I dropped out of my doctoral program, is because that's what it had become. It wasn't about me really contributing to the field, as not with a unique expression anyway. It was more about me adopting what their intention was to promote, and then paying them to do that so that I could be awarded the laurels of a doctorate, right? And I was like, fuck this, how much money am I going to sink into this? How much smarter can I get? And I realized I was running out of time, that I wasn't going to get any smarter, and education wasn't the way to do it. So that's why I started reinvesting my funds in things like building my family, and working in a career, and then getting initiation into things that matter to me, like the Temple of Astarte, and other groups like that. So yeah, you
Yep.
start to run out of
Yep.
time once you get a little
I'm just
older.
wondering, like, a little background on you. Like, you have obviously you moved over there because you're a wife, or you have children over there?
No,
Or you don't?
no, I moved originally because of my love interest in the Chinese culture and
No,
Taoism.
originally, but now I'm sure you established a family there, as you're saying, right?
Yeah, yeah. I got a wife. She's Chinese. Yeah, we actually met in the U.S.
And then you went over there. Okay, that's interesting.
Well, I was going back and forth already. I was already involved with my it was called like a scholarly exchange program.
For some reason, like my intuition is telling me you don't have any children, though, do you?
No, we do. We have two. They're both my son's in his last year of high school, and my
Oh,
daughter's in college.
oh wow. Okay.
So I'm getting towards the end
Well
of that
done.
part of my career, which is great. I'm not there yet though. My son's only 16, so.
You know, it's weird in China. Apparently, I heard that they call a woman over 30 that's not married and has no children spoiled milk. It translates
Oh, they
to.
call well here
And
in
then
the north.
a man that's over 30 with no children, kids, like some gold something. I don't know. Look weird.
Yeah, golden bachelor.
Mm.
Yeah, the woman they call leftover rice.
Leftover rice, spoiled milk, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I haven't heard the spoiled milk one, but that's pretty fucking funny. I'm gonna ask my colleagues
You
Monday
should.
if that's
It
true.
translates. There's another translation to it.
Because she starts running out of eggs in the basket, and she can't fulfill a biological purpose once she gets too old, right?
Uh, but then, like,
That's the idea.
so apparently, I'm a male that's I have no ties. I'm not paying child support. I have no children. I lost a
No kids,
child.
no marriage.
Yeah, never. Well,
Yeah,
I had.
you're a prime candidate over here, man. You're a Westerner. You're in your early 30s. You would be pursued by all the women at college level. You're a golden bachelor.
Yeah, see, it's kind of weird how the culture is different every. But no, I've had like
You
you
could
know,
uh, you could pick among them.
girlfriends, if you want to call it. I've had women that I've lived with for a long time. You know what I mean? So over here, technically, it's probably like a common law. I've had common law wives and stuff. And
Yeah,
I was supposed to have a child. The child should be like 10, 11 years old right now, but
Oh, okay. Yeah,
should
you
have.
could come over here and teach English, and pick and choose which wife you want.
Oh, yeah, I have to bat them off, right? Okay.
That's right. You'd have to beat them back with the rod of God.
Of a
Make
split
sure you
piece.
make sure you bring your apron to keep the sanctum sanctorum covered.
Yeah, I'll bring the ape.
Yeah, bring the apron and the blasting rod. Yeah, they would go bananas for you. Plus, you're a handsome fella.
Oh, I don't know about that, but either way, I don't know. Yeah, the Western society is like just degenerated to like shit. You know what I mean?
That's why I left. I mean, I still have property in the States. I do plan to retire there one day, but good God, man, they've been fucking destroying it.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
It's really a mess, and they're devaluing the
Especially
currency
if
so
you're from
much.
California. You're from California. It's almost as bad as over here in Canada.
Yeah, it might be worse. I don't know. California's pretty bad, man.
I have
You
some
either
Hollywood for you. If you
Yeah,
want.
you had to have been born in like the 50s or 60s to have survived in California with any stability because there came a point when the real estate was just too expensive and jobs weren't paying anything. It's like nobody can buy $1 million home on a minimum wage of $5 an hour or something, you know? It's unreasonable. So, and they made it impossible for the average individual to survive and
Well, it's all
thrive.
done by design. It's exactly here. The average home, I'm in Toronto. The average home is like $1.6 million or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
That's the
pay is
same in
what
Southern
the minimum
California.
minimum wage is like 17 Canadian monopoly money, which is probably like 13 in United States currency. It's like
Oh,
it's impossible for people to ever own anything. All right,
well,
even
and
if,
they
yeah,
made it so that they could bring in third world immigrants and then flood the market with these low earning wage slaves that would
that's
take
what
all
they
the
did.
work.
Yeah, they did
Yeah,
with
and then
India. They brought all the Indians in.
yeah, they brought in Southern California. It was Indians and Mexicans and even Africans in the shipping. Like all of Compton and Long Beach, that's all like recent African immigrants from like the 70s and 80s.
So I can tell you're from California because you do the upspeak, which means like at the end of like a word, you kind of put it up like
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
that's like a true Californian kind of thing. I don't know what. It's like this and that, and I don't even know how to do it.
Yeah, we tend to say that we're more upbeat. Yeah, so that is the dialectic there, the canter, the basic lingo of the people. But I've been away from it from a long time. I left when I was like 22, and then I moved to Tennessee, and I was in Tennessee for like six years, and then I was
Hmm.
in Boston for 2 years, and then I moved to Beijing. So I've been here for 25,
You move around a lot, huh? I've only been outside of
couple
the
of
country
times.
one time, like to Cuba. Only time I ever
Okay.
left
How did you
Canada.
like that? You went to Cuba? Cuba? Do you
Yeah,
have uh do
I
you have
was
ethnic
young.
ties to Cuba or
I don't know. I was just young.
no? Because you look like you might have some Puerto Rican or Cuban or Slavic blood of some kind.
My brother did like his fiance gave him one of these like genetic tests things. I guess they logged our DNA now. And
Okay.
yeah, apparently it's like over 80% Scottish Highlands, or like 90%.
Oh
And then
wow.
you go,
So you're Scottish.
I don't know. Apparently, like that's like the on his side. I'm sure if I took that test, it would be different.
Okay. Well, that
That's
tracks though because that region that you're in right now, that was mostly settled by the Scottish, from what I understand.
Ireland,
Originally.
Scottish, originally.
Yeah. Until the
But then like it's weird. Like there's like the other like 10% they're Sicilian,
okay.
Basque is like
Yeah, yeah,
some
you show
random.
you show some of that Italian, Sicilian as well. Because your hair's a little darker, right? Like I think I saw your beard, and it looked like it was a little bit darker.
The beard's lighter than my hair. It's kind of weird. And the sun
Is
too.
it
Like
okay?
uh, um, ah, some
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, to continue with this book, he says, "Those who experience do not participate in the world. The world does not participate in experience. It allows itself to be experienced, but it is not concerned, for it contributes nothing, and nothing happens to it. The world as experience belongs to the basic word I it. The basic word I you establishes the world relation."
that's
Yeah, I
interesting.
just got myself a fresh cup of coffee, so that's good. Good magic. What's going on there in is it Friday evening for you or Saturday morning?
4:38
Fri-
Friday afternoon. 4:38.
Okay. Yeah, good
Yeah.
magic. I can appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm on like a Eastern Standard Time.
So the sun will be going down fairly soon for you.
Oh yeah, give it like another hour and 20 minutes or so. Bye bye.
Yeah, you'll be experiencing the golden dawn once again.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah, he says 3 are the spheres in which the world of relation arises. The first sphere is life with nature. Here, the relation vibrates in the dark and remains below language. The creatures stir across from us, but they are unable to come to us. And the you, we say to them, sticks to the threshold of language.
Mm, okay.
It's
The
interesting. It's
threshold.
true
So
too, right?
it all goes back to the language, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what separates us, right, from the animal sphere.
It's like the Tower
Is
of
our
Babel.
yeah, our
No, but you know most language is not done verbally too. Yeah,
right. Well, communication, right?
yeah, communication. Yeah, communication is mostly non-verbal. So
Yeah. And the
is that?
comptrollers control most of society through nonverbal symbolism. And then people get all suspicious about it because they don't understand it. The uninitiated, oh God. Hard dealing with the uninitiated. It says the second life with men, here the relationship is manifest and enters into language. We can give and receive the you. There it is. That's the second sphere. In the third sphere, we commingle with spiritual beings. Here, the relationship is wrapped in a cloud, but reveals itself. It lacks, but creates language. Okay, so we have these alternate spheres: the animalistic sphere down below, and then the celestial spiritual sphere up above, right? And then the commingling at the center, right? Like our center heart
Mm.
chakra or center dantian. And so we have these two
Oh,
commingling
the
forces.
Dantian, the elixir fields. Okay.
Right, right. And that's what I think
Upper
he's
lower
talking
middle.
about
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that that's what it's called, but that's what we call it in Chinese, right? The three spheres, the three dantian. There's the
Yeah.
lower dantian, which I call the infernal dantian
I
at the
learned
bottom
that from
crown.
martial arts. Martial arts
Yeah,
taught me that.
yeah, that's where they talk about it the most.
Mhm.
He says, how can we incorporate into the world the basic word, what lies? Oh, here he's talking about the word that lies outside of language, the tetragrammaton, right? But it's not just that. It's indicative of many others. I don't know. What do you think? We were talking about the secret word earlier, and I know that there's prohibitions about revealing it to the profane, especially on a YouTube podcast. But what would be your response to that?
Can you reiterate that? My bad.
Uh, he says incorporating into the basic worlds the word that lies outside of language.
Well, yeah. Well, like I said, that's like a direct tie to the and ineffable, unspeakable word of Yod Vav or the Tetragrammaton. So it cannot be put into human language at all. It kind of sounds like a breath. So it's something. It's a spark of life, something that sustains all nature and all people, animals to you know even insects, everything, all life in general. So
Yeah, that
it's
makes
not.
sense. I like
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna. I was endeavoring about 10 years ago. I started to endeavor to get into the 72 names of God as presented. I believe that's from the Torah, right?
Oh, no, let's go with goetic.
Oh, that's goetic. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, like I told you, I was pulled down into the clip oath, and when I was pulled into the clip oath, then I received the 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 book of Solomonic magic, and I realized I had to work out of these demonic and
That's exactly what it is. The 72 names of angels and 72 names of demons. So it's the 144. The number 144 is very prevalent.
okay.
Prevalent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
12 times
So
12. So I realized that I had to work my way out of the clip oath before I could receive the God names. And so I've been endeavoring to do that for the last 10 years, but I don't think I'm out yet.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. It's a fucking challenge, man. Every day, got to get up and work at it. The great
Hey, well,
work.
it makes life interesting. Yeah, the great work, as I say. But it makes life interesting, right? Like, what else are you gonna do? Sit
That's
there, twiddle
right.
your thumbs
That's
all day.
right.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it gives
Hang out with the
purpose.
choirs, hang out with the choirs of angels and blow on my fucking trumpet, right? He says, in every sphere, though everything that becomes present to us, we gaze towards the train of the eternal you. In each hey, here he mentions it. In each we perceive a breath in it. In every you, we address the eternal you. In every sphere, according to its manner. Yeah, you were right, man. You pre-read the text there. A little bit of prophecy on your part.
Well, yeah, like I've dedicated my entire life. Like, what I do is I study things like this, philosophy, esoteric teachings, and besides that, I grow cannabis. Right, like I'm a farmer, if you want to call me that, an indoor farmer,
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
and
I can
that's
appreciate
that's
that.
that's just what I do. And so,
That's the great work right there, man. That's a big part of it, I believe. The world needs healing, and that's one of the sweet leaf, right? That's a good source of healing for people. So you're doing God's work, man, for sure.
I'm not greedy either. Like, I'll put myself on the back burner just to make sure other people are elevated up, boosted up. I don't know
Yeah, it's
why,
important.
too. I don't know why. Like, maybe I should be more selfish in a way, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not the most perfect person ever. Like, I used to be a fucking your worst goddamn nightmare when I was growing up, because I was like put in
Well,
a
yeah,
terrible situation. Mhm.
right. So you tend to be more generous. I'm the same way. Like
I'm trying to
I had
make
a
up
good
for something. I'm trying to make up for something, and I feel like I'll never make up for what I've done. Yeah.
well, you got to let go of that at some point, right? And
I
at a
can.
minimum,
It's easier said than done, but yeah.
yeah, at a minimum, make sure your own bases are covered. I know it's nice to be generous, but definitely cover your own bases first. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't
You
give a
can't
fuck. I'll just
necessarily
like one day I'll just
say
disappear and go to the forest. I don't care anymore.
right. Yeah, we're all gonna return to the timeless homeland at some point. But for now, while you're engaged in the game, and you're doing the great work, you got to lay the foundation. And I know you are. I can detect that.
No, but at
I
this
can
point,
sense that.
I don't want to fucking participate in any fucking game at all anymore.
Right. Yeah, I've retracted from the game a lot too, even when
But,
living a life in
I'm stubborn
society.
though because like I felt like if I disappeared and fucked off, like then they've won, and like I'm not ever
Yeah.
gonna allow that to happen. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna
No,
fucking tie
yeah.
you up and duct tape you to a chair, and we'll get to business later. Off that
Yeah, don't
shit.
let the demons win, man. You got to keep them in their place.
Oh, the devil's my bitch. The demon's my bitch. I don't even want to hear about it. Fuck
That's
out of here.
right. Chained to the bottom of the altar to serve you as guard and servant.
Oh, maybe they can, they can have some reform. Put them on fucking probation. Enough.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the devil needs therapy, right?
Yeah, I'll be your therapist. And you want to fucking play with me? You think you're smart? You think you're good with it? Okay, come fucking meet me then. I
Well,
know
yeah,
now I'm sounding like I have hubris or something. Like I play around.
no, 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 no. Yeah, hubris cometh before the fall, right? We're doing it for the service of man. It's selfless service, and so that's why we're
Somebody
getting
has to
involved.
stand
Because
up to this nonsense. You know what I mean? And if it has to be me, it'll be me. You're the one who
right,
has to do
right.
it. So,
How do we know we suffer, right?
yeah. But no, to me, it's fucking funny. Like, come on now, enough of your shit. You didn't want to know where the fuck I've been.
Well, they're in it to win it, a lot of them, and they have a hidden agenda, and so you have to be wary of that, right?
Oh, they're playing the long game. To me, it's
Well,
childlike. It's childlike. I'm like, I can see right through you. You're like a transparent. You're a piece of glass to me. I can just see right
well, yeah,
through
you
you. Like
called
you're
it
just
there. It's not
fucking.
even that they're necessarily playing a long game; it's that they're being childish. You're right about that. And so it's like kindergarten antics.
Like you want to see fucking hell? You want to see like something happen? Yeah, you don't even want to know because you'll be begging and crying later on.
Well, the thing is, they talk about a spiritual path, but they deny spiritual truth. And anytime we even range into minor spiritual affairs, they rally against it and then just totally try to cut off fucking communication with you. You know, they won't have it. They're going to talk about God all day long, but they won't even fucking open their eyes and look beyond the veil. And if you talk about anything that appears beyond the veil, then they fucking try to chastise and crucify you. You know, so that's why you got to be wary of it. That's why the prohibition, right? Not to cast your pearls before swine, because they just can't see it. It's right in front of their face, and they turn their backs on it.
Well, you know, I you know that quote I always like remember. Yeah, don't cast pearls before swine. It's in the Kybalion, for example, which is like an entry level kind of hermetic principle. By the three initiates, which is probably Atkinson, William Walker Atkinson. I'm pretty sure he's the one who created that because it seems like his type of writing. And my thing is like, okay, you can cast all the pearls you want. Doesn't mean that anyone's going to utilize it. So
That's
it's also
true
like,
too.
yeah, so it's like you can just tell them exactly what it is. It doesn't mean they're going to do fuck all with it. And if they're smart enough to go and misuse that, you know, then it's going to be a terrible downfall for them.
Here's the thing that I found. If they come to mind and they're luminous within your own mind, rather than just like shouting them out or casting them to the swine, just use that principle as the foundation, right? They say the keys of truth are seven.
It's also there's seven.
Knowing these, all doors of the temple fly open. And so you have to kind of be covert about it. Swallow it back down rather than letting it go.
In a way, but like also, it's like, okay, it's like owning a firearm, right? Shouldn't everybody have a gun? Like have like an open field, right? Like everybody, instead of like having an advantage over somebody, everybody should have a even playing field, if you want to call it that.
Sure. That's why we meet on the level and part on the square.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no, in my mind, here, take it. Go and try doing something with that, and then you know if you're not playing, if you want to go fuck around, you're gonna find out real quick.
Well, that's true too, but that's why they call them gatekeepers, because they don't know it and they don't want to know it, and then they prevent other people from knowing it.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like, everyone should have an even playing field, right? Like, okay, like instead of gatekeeping and being like, oh, I have this and you can't have it, and you know, that's not even a fair fucking discourse.
I agree with you. You have a kind and compassionate heart, and you want the best for humanity, but you got to realize that most of these guys aren't doing that. You know, that's not what they're about.
All right, well, look what's going to happen eventually.
What they say and what they do not coincide. They say one thing and do something else, whereas you're trying to be forthright and sincere, and what you say is what you want to do, because you know that you should only say what you can do and only do what you know you can live up to.
Yeah, but it starts with the thought, right? So you think what you say and you say what you do, and then you're good. I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah. That's right. Call upon the Lord in all that you think, say, and do. But yeah, it's tough. Like I said, people don't want the dead airspace. They don't want to take a moment to think before they speak.
Hey, I'm not saying I'm perfect either. Like I'm a work in progress. But either way,
at least you're enlightened to the path, you know, and you can see the path before you. Most just wallow in darkness. And they love the darkness. They love the shadows because it hides them. It hides their ego. And it hides their parasitic nature. They think it does, but it's not true. They're exposed to the light, whether they like it or not. Anyone with even an ounce of discernment can see right through their subterfuge.
But then they complain, you know, and then a lot of people complain about them. Like, you've done it to yourself. Like, who the fuck are you gonna cry to? And then I have to go and like rescue them. The fuck?
Right. Well, yeah, they love their folly, right? They love their failures. They love presenting that.
It gives them something to talk about or something to think about.
Right. Let's talk.
It's
about
a bit boring. It's a bit
talk
boring.
about my victimhood. let's talk about the trauma and
Like being
victimhood of the
real,
world.
being real is a bit boring, right? And having an actual accountability
Oh, it
for your own.
is. It's there's nothing worse than the spiritual reality we live in. They hate it, you know. They squirm when the lights come on.
But you know, at the same time, like who's they?
Yeah, you're right.
I
That's
remember, I
right.
remember, yeah, who's
Who are
they?
they?
And I
Yeah, you're right.
remember, and I remember like growing up when in chalk farm, it's a terrible neighborhood. You know how many goddamn cockroaches would be on the ground? You turn on the light, they all scurry back to the little nest after, right?
Right. And you got to wonder, like you said, who are they? They're working for the machine. They're Autobots, right? Little demons. But yeah, so what's the upshot? Because we present these ideas, we work through the shadows and we come into the light, and then we contemplate what's the
There is
next
no
step?
there is no
What's
solution.
the upshot?
The next step is being authentic with yourself, looking in the mirror, and just doing what you do it no matter what every single day, and not
Right.
causing any harm to anybody. You know, like if anything, you're there to uplift. You're not gonna put people down. You're gonna do the best you can with what you have, and you move forward. I think that's what it is. Like you don't need
Love
to do
God.
some.
Love God with all your heart. Love your neighbor like you love yourself, and do as Jesus commanded. Right? Cast out demons and raise the dead. Matthew 10:8. That's the work I'm engaged in right now, man. I'm casting out the demons and I'm raising the dead. He also commanded that we heal the sick, and that's what you're doing, right? Cleanse the lepers and heal the sick by providing his bountiful harvest to the world. You're engaged in the great work.
Mm.
So that's good magic, man. I can appreciate that. I can recognize a fellow craftsman on the way. I wanted to do that too. That's why I have land in Tennessee and in America. And, I saw myself farming and presenting the product with an open heart to, the people. But that's going to be the second stage of my life, man. That's when I'm going to build the temple in the hidden valley.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not there yet. I got to finish this family section of the life, get these kids through college and settled in jobs. So old teacher Gao, old Frank Monday can take a break and sit in the temple for a spell. You know what I mean? And everyone was supposed to be there with me, man. All my friends and shit, but they've all checked out halfway, like along the path. They're disappearing from the world one by one. And I'm like, guys, we're only halfway to 100. You can't leave early.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not for the faint of heart, And you know what? I wouldn't blame them either because it is difficult a lot of the time.
And I don't. You're right. I don't blame them. I grieved and mourned when they passed, but I know they're still here, right? Like Rudolf Steiner
And then,
says.
if anything, the Stein. But either way, like I kind of feel guilty about it because I could have done or been there more. And
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steiner says the dead are among us. He reinforces the idea that we have to practice spiritual science. We have to absorb the secrets of the spiritual world at every hour of our life, at every moment. They're of vital, profound significance to our souls.
Oh, it's a breath of fresh air talking to somebody who's actually looked into what we're saying.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean,
it's hard to find people that actually look into these topics.
It is a breath. It is the breath, man. You're right about that. These spiritual sciences are of vital importance to us. And like you said, sometimes we get bored and we're like, it's the great boredom of the everyday. But we got to remember that. Just keep working at it, man, because it takes time. Some of these things take 6 months or a year to actualize. Some take a decade. Some
take more than a lifetime. More than a lifetime.
Right. And that's the truth of it. You've obviously already been engaged in it for multiple lifetimes, or you wouldn't be where you are now. You'd be out there with the rest of the fucking roaches hiding in the shadows. Right?
Well, I've had multiple. Not even just women, but yeah, like intimate like partners and you know, women, and then even just like friends of that, they feel safe around me. They can like open up, kind of thing, like go to fucking sleep, and like we're protecting them, guarding them. You know, I've heard from multiple different people, like you're an old soul. Yeah,
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
beyond
because
time
you've
itself.
you've broken a lot of the karmatic binds, the chains of karma that bind most people to the ordinary, and therefore you're able to see beyond it. Yeah, there are a lot of people that are caught in the game, man. I would say it's 1 in a million, that of us that rise above the common sense decay of the everyday world and try to seek out these truths. And the internet somehow is a platform, these dark mirrors, that we connect over. It is a
Mm.
platform for us to commiserate and fellowship, but most people use it as a tool of more division and shenanigans and drama, which is just garbage for me. That's not why I'm here. I'm here for this, for what me and you are doing right now. This is what I'm here for.
It's not gonna get very many viewers though,
No,
unless
I don't give
you.
a fuck. It's got one,
Hey, you want
zero.
you want to talk shit? Yeah, let's talk shit about each other and talk about other people. Maybe that'll get
Yeah,
more
that'll
views.
get them tuning in, right? We start dropping their names, they'll start showing up. We can summon them onto our panel. No, fuck all that, man.
Welcome back.
Yeah. all
Before.
all are welcome, but we're welcome here in a spirit of forgiveness and tolerance and like building the energy. Like, why tear it down? Wait, I don't need to steal any fucking energy from you. I've built all my own. You same with you. You don't need to steal any energy from me. You're building your own. We're here to share the energy and provide an abundance and wealth of energy for other people as well. You know what I mean?
I don't give or take. I just add on.
Right, right. And transmute. It's a transmutation process.
Although, yeah, my thing is like, you know, people mistake your kindness for a weakness, and you know, they keep like, oh, this,
Right.
come on.
Well, they don't know what we're up to. They don't know that we're turning lead into gold. So fuck them. They can go their own. They can go their own way, right?
I want to say, you know, we've all been there at one point. So,
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I think I was a lot like you though, in that like at your stage in life, you've done the martial arts thing, you've done the pursuit in the esoteric, and then you're just you're riding the wave of the vow of compassion and trying to cultivate and build the energy in you. And yeah, I was there in my early part of my life as well. Spent the 20s researching all of these things very deeply, and then in your 30s you start to put them into practice, and you'll really start to get that bounty and harvest in your 40s and 50s, man. So don't even
mm,
fucking sweat it, because all that
yeah,
energy is going to come back to you in
I'm just gonna
threefold.
sit here. I'm gonna sit here and patiently observe.
That's right. That's right. You just got to watch it all pass by.
Let it unfold.
And it goes fast too, man. It starts to fucking really speed up. Like my kids went from tiny little kids to going into college now in the blink of an eye.
I know. It's crazy how that works out.
Yeah, it is. It's
So
bananas.
that's why you have to live in the moment and appreciate the now.
Oh, absolutely. Every single fucking minute, man. I, in our first downtown apartment, we lived on the fourth floor and there's no elevator. And so, like, literally every single day, I was like physically carrying my little children, like a year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4, 5 years old, 6, 7 years old, until they were like nearly 10 or like nearly 8, 9, 10 years old. I was carrying them upstairs in the evening when I'd be bringing them home from school and shit. I would just grab them both up, one on each side, and walk up 4 fucking flights of stairs, 40-year-old man carrying 2 fucking kids upstairs. It was great, man. And I loved every fucking second of it. I was
You
like,
know,
it doesn't
you know,
matter.
what reminds me, like to add
Uh,
to that. It reminds me of like when I was a little kid. I used to stand on my dad's back, literally stand on his back,
right, right.
and he'd do
Slap him on the
push-ups.
head.
No, you do push-ups while I
Okay.
stand on his back.
Nice, nice. Yeah, my dad did that too, I think. Or my older brother did. I think my dad was a little bit older when I was born. But yeah, it makes you strong. It's a part of the world experience, you do what you got to do, and push against those great weights that build a life worth living.
Mm. Hey
Yeah,
man,
Steiner
like
goes on. Go
I could
ahead.
have
You got to
nothing.
roll.
I'm
Oh,
saying I could have I'm saying I could have nothing and still be happy. You know, all you need is what's it within yourself. Fuck this
oh yeah.
external nonsense.
I was at some of my fucking happiest when I had nothing. Like when my dad passed and we lost everything. We lost the family business, we lost our house, and it was just me and my mom. And my dad was on his deathbed, and literally we retired to the country, and all we had was this little, stick cabin in the fucking woods. And I went out there and I dug myself like a swimming pool in the earth. And
Mm,
I built fucking bamboo, like fortresses and shit. And I
mm,
had nothing but my books and the death of my father and my poor little mother. And everyone had abandoned us. All the other children left and they took the money and they ran and they robbed my mom. They robbed me. And it was just me and her, man. And we had nothing but, the day to day, the sun rising. I was at some of my happiest, healthiest, strongest. And I realized that I fulfilled the, what's that called? Hiram Abiff. I was the widow's son. And I was there in the temple, King Solomon's temple, and I watched David pass, my father into the heavenly realm. And I was like, this is it, man. You don't give up, you don't abandon your family, and you do that thing which is most important. And I was the only one that fulfilled that filial obligation. And I knew at that point that I had earned my right into the heavenly kingdom. And many of the other guys didn't. They fucking turned their back on it and walked away from the temple. And I said, you guys are the lost tribes of Israel and you have erred. But, God welcomes all back in the end. But yeah, they fucked up
welcome
big time.
back.
Yeah, they thought walking away
Hey,
with the money was the way to go, but they ended in death, and they're
well,
ending
it's,
in hardship.
the greed, old habits die hard. For example, I have a really good friend. We call him A1, right? Just like Cage. Everybody, like where I grew up, it's not your government name. Everybody gets named. You can't name yourself, so other people give you the name. And multiple people in my life call me Cage. Like people know me over here, they call me Cage. And so with A1, his dad went and cheated on his family, and his sister found it and like showed his mom, so they split up the family. And they went and made a new one, had a new kid, made a new family, and went and did it again, and he ended up dying on Father's Day in a hotel, fucking a random another lady. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Literally died on
Yeah,
Father's Day. I'm like, old habits die hard. You know what I mean? That's like symbolic.
they
For
do.
can't make this
It
shit up.
is very, very symbolic. You're right. And it's true
On
too. I
Father's
mean,
Day.
like, yeah, it's true, man. Like
But no, A1's
you
doing amazing. He runs marathons. He's a trainer in a boxing gym. He's doing his
that's
thing.
good. That's
Man's like a
good.
fucking. He's a legend, man. He's plenty of great things happening for him.
Yeah, the
Much
same
in
thing
the
happened
future.
with my brother. Like he had a couple of kids out of wedlock, and one of the kids, ended up suffering a lot of hardship and took his name. Like his name was
He's from
Michael.
Almaty. He was an immigrant. He came when he was like about 8 years old, so he never had it easy because he was trying to learn English and all that. You know what I
Like they
mean?
said, yeah. Um, uh, Strong men make good times. Good times make weak men.
Pretty much, yeah.
We got a visitor out in Happy Land. We got Lighthearted Chipmunk 2513. Good to see you, traveler. Have you traveled far? Only from east to west. Welcome back. We're meeting on the level here, and we're gonna part on the square. So welcome, beloved. I hope you're doing well.
Back
Yeah.
to
Do
the
you know
welcome.
Lighthearted? Do you know
I don't.
Lighthearted Chipmunk? Mm.
I don't know. Is that like a new name or is that the actual name?
No, yeah, it's someone in the chitter chatter box. Yeah, guys, keep it squeaky clean in the chatter box with wishy washy dish soap. Get the 5 pound box of wishy washy dish soap at Thompson's Five and Dime. You get a 20%
Did we
discount if
did we
you.
get palm olive or Dawn?
Yeah, we got lemon scented. You just got to hit the link buymeacoffee.com/Frank Money. Put a little something something in the tip jar. That'll keep it squeaky clean, guys. Keep your balls squeaky clean with wishy washy. The best dish soap in the business.
I like palm olive.
Do
I
you?
got a I
Yeah.
got a I got a brand new one. It's green colored. It
Did it
says
come with a
essential.
complimentary wishy-washy dishcloth?
I think it may have.
Okay, good magic.
It says ingredients: water, sodium lauryl sulfate, or sodium C12-15 alkyl sulfate, sodium chloride, laurum and oxide, fragrance / perfume, polyoxide 124. Yeah, this methyl, yeah, probably not good to put on a goddamn shit you're gonna eat from.
Yeah, don't wash your bananas with it.
Hey,
But it's all right. It's all right for
bro,
the dishes.
I'm walking over here. I slipped in a fucking banana peel.
Mm. Indeed. Yeah, so Steiner says that the moment of waking is when the dead approach us. When we're sleeping and we're waking up, that's when the dead approach us. It's very much true that the dead come to every human at the moment of waking. A great deal of what we undertake in life is really inspired into us by the dead or beings from the higher spiritual hierarchies. Although we attribute it to ourselves as if coming from our own soul. Yeah, so people deny the unseen realm, and they say, "Oh, I did it. I discovered it, right? Whatever." But it's that we're receiving this transmission from the realm beyond. That's why he says the dead are among us. Have you experienced that in those early waking hours, when you're waking up and you receive the transmission from the realms beyond? Yeah. It's
Well,
good
during
magic, man.
during when, for example, there's different states of the mind, from delta to theta.
Right.
So you're talking about when you kind of you're half awake, half asleep, and you get
Yeah. Is it hypnagogic or hippopompic? The cycle pumps. Yeah, when the cycle pumps approach you. I've had some interesting experiences, man. I've seen a Sasquatch.
Oh no, not the sand scratch.
Yeah. We won't talk about that though. And but yeah, that subtle time that Steiner's talking about here. What the dead say comes out of our own soul. We raise the dead. The life of day draws near. The moment of waking passes quickly by, and we are seldom disposed to observe the intimate indications that arise out of the soul. And when we do observe them, we are vain enough to attribute them to ourselves. Oh, good God.
It's a slippery slope though, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
reality, we there is real life consequences, and you're gonna have to endure it, in this physical
Yeah,
reality. So you do have to be on point and respect
definitely.
this experience in a way, right?
Yeah, what
No,
did Slayer say?
you don't have to be completely right. What's that quote again? It's you can be in the world but not of it. So
That's right.
the
That's
best way
right.
is to have one foot in, one foot. Put your dominant foot in, but then you can stick your other foot out, and you can still experience different.
Yeah, one foot on land and one foot in the water, like key
Yeah.
14, temperance, the trump of I think that's what we're in right now,
When I
Sagittarius.
sleep, when I sleep, it's funny. When I sleep, I put one. I have my whole, if it's cold, right? I'm
Oh, you
under
do
the
the old
blanket.
Hiram Abiff,
I'm under the
roll one
blanket,
pant.
but I put one foot out, and I have
Right.
temple.
Roll the old pant leg up and stick one foot out and then take off one sock. Your
Yeah,
friends
one
call you
sock.
your friends call you one socky. They're like, "Hey, what's up, one socky?" And you're like, "I
Sucky.
stand at the gate of the temple. I am Hiram Abiff." And they're like,
We're
"Then
gonna say
bare
though
your
before that.
chest." Yeah, put on your blindfold and bare your chest, friend. For I have a
Welcome
dagger
back.
for thy heart. Oh, that's right. That's right. Welcome back.
All right, we got
Yeah,
you
if
saying welcome back. Now it's over.
yeah, no, it's fucking game over. If men knew what life actually is, this knowledge would give rise to a feeling of reverence and piety toward the spiritual realm in which we and our dead continually live. We should realize that in much of what we do, it is the dead who are actually working through us. Wow, that's powerful magic right there, man. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oh, good stuff. We're making a lot of progress today, Cage. Like I said,
Probably.
nobody's going to
I think
see.
it's a great conversation, but yeah, no one wants to fucking listen, right?
Yeah, nobody's going to see this conversation. It's going to remain within the fucking shadows of the Ethernet. That's good. Fuck them. They don't need to hear it.
Hey, maybe a couple did. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Lighthearted Chipmunk's out there. He knows what's up. Who else is out there? Ricardo Sunshine, blessings, brother. Caged Reality, 3333, 333. Karanzan, Rising from the Grave, Across the Threshold. Welcome back, Rose 777. Good magic.
Where's Rose at? Maybe Rose should join. I like the little voice. She's from California.
Is she a Cali girl? She lives in New Orleans now, right? New Orleans.
I don't know. Who
And you know,
knows? She puts everybody on her couch or something. I don't fucking know.
she does. Yeah, she lives in New Orleans and she lets people stay with her. I should go stay with her sometime.
I think she's originally from Cali, though. I think she sounds like she's a Valley girl.
She
right?
does. She sounds like a Valley girl. You're right. Rose, if you're out there and you're commiserate to it, I'm gonna come stay on your couch for Halloween next year, man.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, give me. I'm gonna stay. Actually, I'm gonna put you on the couch. I'm gonna stay in your bed.
Yeah, put her old man on the couch and stay in the bed with her. That's right.
No.
That's
I
the way
just
to do it.
no. Be in the bed by myself. No,
Oh, I
both
got
of you
you.
go to the
No.
couch. No.
Yeah, he says we should realize that in much of what we do, the dead are working through us, and the knowledge that is around and about us, like the air we breathe, is a spiritual world. The knowledge about and around us is like the air we breathe, is a spiritual world. The knowledge that the dead bring to us, if we perceive it, this knowledge must unfold in spiritual science, not as an external theory, but permeating the soul as veritable inner life. The dead speak to us in our inner being, but we must interpret our own inner being. Yeah, so we have to bring their message back. I think that's what Jesus meant by raising the dead, is that they do inhabit us and they are around us, and we can bring their message to the waking world. We can let the dead know what they're saying. We can let the living know what the dead are trying to tell them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some of the living are just
What's the difference
reincarnated
between
dead.
living? What's the difference between living and dead?
That's the thing, right? Are we really the crypt keeper within the tomb? And how do we know? The breath, I think the life breath is how we know that we're on one side of the veil, right? We're on the living side of the veil. Or at least we think we are. You fire up that joint, I think you know you're alive. You take that deep Yodhe Vahe breath in, I think you know you're alive. You do obsequies in front of your altar, I think you know you're alive.
I had this
I don't
lady.
know.
Can you hear me
Yeah.
still?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I had. Yeah, my bad. I left the screen for. So yeah, there's
worries.
I had this fire alarm going off, right?
Yeah.
And there was a neighbor down the hall. I knocked on the door, and some lady answered, an Indian lady or whatever. I'm like, "Do you need help?" Like, she's like, "Yeah." She led me directly into her fucking home, which was way too easy to gain entry into that. Good thing I'm a good person, not like a sick fuck. And
Right.
she had all this smoke in there, like to the point where it was like very smoky. So, and she was like burning some sort of ritual thing to Shiva, the
Okay.
destroyer.
Yeah.
And she's like, "How do I get the alarm to go off? Like, how do you take it off? Like, how do you disconnect it?" I'm like, "You don't disconnect it. That's why I'm here." So I grabbed the pillow off of her couch or whatever, and I started fanning it. I'm like, "This is what you do. You fan it, and you open the balcony door, like let it air out and fan it."
Right.
And that was it. I left. But I'm like, I should have told her. I'm like, wait a minute, that was way too easy to go in there. Like, I could have done anything I wanted. I never even like touched her fucking door. I knocked with my knuckle, one knuckle,
Yeah.
on the index finger or whatever, pointer finger, and I'm like, what if I was some sick fuck? I could have literally done anything I wanted in there. And what are you gonna really do at all? I mean, nothing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
sometimes
it
people,
was
yeah,
way
they
too
open their
easy.
door,
It was way
they
too easy to
invite
get in there.
trouble.
Yeah. I'm like, this is how gullible people are. Like, what? I just knocked. I'm like, do you need assistance? And she's like, yeah, come in. There's no
Well,
one
yeah, and
there. She's home alone. Yeah.
yeah, and you're right too. You got to open the windows sometimes and let the circulation in. You can't just sit there in the smoke. You don't want to do it all the time. You don't want to let too many spirits in,
I
but you do. You
stopped
have
it.
to.
I stopped it for her. I'm like, this is what you do. You fan it, like, use the pillow, and, like, like right on the ceiling, like, get rid of the smoke detector thing, like put more air into it so it doesn't detect it. Open the window and stop burning that shit. And
Yeah,
the only reason is because, like, okay, I thought somebody was literally dying on fire. I'm like, you're not burning my
yeah,
shit down with you. So I went over there to
right,
help.
right. Yeah, I
If
went
they
to
never,
visit
if they never answered, I would have kicked the door and then would have fucking figured it out.
I learned this from a Cajun shaman in the bayou. I was in Louisiana and I went into Mississippi, and this Cajun shaman, I got invited to his house by a like a martial arts, like a kung fu master, and we went and we passed the peace pipe, and he was showing me the pneumatic pressure of a small room. Like, he had a little wooden cabin on the bayou where we went in, like a kind of a sweat lodge almost, and he would let it heat up just from our body heat, and then he would open the portal and let the cool breeze circulate and take the smoke out, and then he would alternate, and every time we would feel like the pressure rising, like the tension in the conversation, because we had a long philosophical spiritual conversation. He would do that. He would and the Chinese have an expression for this in the temple. They call it tong feng, to allow the feng to enter. So tong feng, but you don't want to do it too much, because if the wind enters the body like in a bad way, it can create like a cold, a head cold, or sickness. So it's called a pernicious influence. But you have to do it. You have to tong feng in the temple sometimes to circulate the incense smoke out, and the smoke from the peace pipe and stuff. Yeah, so that's good magic, man. That's important. You got to let that breeze circulate through the temple and through the body, right? That's why people
Get you.
get. Go ahead. Yeah,
I
that's why
get
people
you.
let emotions overpower them sometimes, and they go into a rage or they become sad, is because the spirit isn't flowing through the body, as it were, flowing through the temple. Yeah, so that's an important thing. I'm glad you mentioned that.
That's interesting. Like, next time I see her, I haven't seen her since. Like, even though she lives down the hall. Next time I'd be like, I should have told her, like, be careful. That was way too easy to gain entry into that unit.
Right.
Like, what if I was some sick fuck, and like, I could have done whatever I wanted with her. So and probably never get caught either. Like, I leave zero trace. So it's just like, yeah, be careful. Maybe her intuition
Yeah.
told her this guy's all right. Like, she looked at me, she said, "Ah, this guy's fun."
Yeah.
And then, like, a couple weeks before that, it was weird because, like, I see all this like water coming down on my balcony.
Okay.
So what I did was I went and knocked on every single person's door above me until I found the source of it. And the guy answers his little kid. I finally found him, and the guy answers his little kid in front of him, like using him as a shield. And they're all freaked out when I knocked on their door.
Okay.
And then she's like, I'm like, turn off the goddamn the tap, right? Like, not the tap. Like, you know how there's like a hard reset between
Like
the
a main valve.
yeah, like, turn off the valve thing. Right?
Yeah, turn off the main.
So I showed them how to turn it off. They turned it off. They're like, oh, don't worry, my wife's gonna clean it up. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You're gonna, like, don't flood me. Don't make me go on fire. Like, what the fuck? And like, I'm like doing the goddamn job for the building. Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. Well, yeah, you got the fire below and the water above. They're trying to cook dinner, right? And you're in the middle. They're trying to fucking get you cooked like a fish.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay, I'll poach you. Enough of your shit.
They're gonna make a cage stew.
Cage a la vodka.
That's right.
Penne a la vodka is always good.
Yeah, the drunken turtle. That's what the Chinese like. They like to get that turtle in a fucking pot of wine and then cook him up
One
nice.
time I was with an ex girlfriend and like she wanted to go to something called Heart Lake. Of course,
Okay.
somehow she seen like her ex boyfriend magically was there. We see him. It's fucking weird. Like weird coincidences. Like so we went into the Heart Lake thing. It's literally shaped as a heart. And we seen
Yeah.
this old turtle. We see like a dying, like a dead, massive tortoise on the fuck in the forest. And then it got really dark out of nowhere. Like the sun randomly like went down unnormally. And
Oh
then we got
wow.
lost. We got lost in the forest. Like we were like looping around the forest for like hours. And,
A moment of high strangeness, huh?
yeah. And then I finally, don't worry. Like we ended up leaving and got out of it and went back to the car. It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Like most people would have freaked out and fucked up. I'm like, I was calm. I kept calm, and I'm like, if you walk one direction this way, this forest isn't that big, and we'll be able to, So we went randomly out of a tree line. We had to jump a fence, and now we're in like a soccer fucking I don't know, like a field where people play sports and shit. And I got out of there. I'm like, you know what? Let's use logic. We'll just go one way all the way through it. Luckily,
Yeah.
it
So
wasn't.
the best way to be in moments of danger is to keep your cool. And we have an expression in Chinese. We say when the
No, but it was weird though, Frank. Like we kept going a certain
uh,
direction, and it always led back to the same place with that dead tortoise.
oh
It was,
wow. There was some high strange spiritual loop trying to show you some kind of lesson, I guess.
at Heart Lake. Look it up.
Okay.
That was weird.
Yeah, so I was going to say that the Chinese have an idiom for that. They say when the water settles, the turtle emerges. And so you're right about that logic, rational nature of the mind, that you have to let the emotions settle so you can see clearly. They also use the analogy of the mason jar, right? The Masonic sealed, hermetically sealed mason jar with liquid and matter in it. And when you shake it up, it's all clouded. You can't see through it. But if you set it on a level surface, then that matter will settle and then you'll be able to see through the clear water.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about that settling process. Keep the spine poised and upright, and then just let all that energy settle so that the third eye can emerge like the shining moon. Yeah, it's good magic,
Mm-hmm.
man. Well, we've been hard at it for a couple of hours, man. We've made pretty good progress here on the show. We've been reading into Martin Buber's I and Thou, Good Conversations here with Cage and Frank Monday on FM radio. If you are out there in Happy Land, make sure that you do hit the like button. Wizard Warrior, Wanderer Wayfarer, and Wildcat alike, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you receive this transmission. Check us
All
out
that
on Buy Me a
jazz. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, welcome back. Check us
Welcome
out on
back.
buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Pull a something in the tip jar. And if it's your first time, don't let it be your last time. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. I am transmitting to you this evening from Twilight Zone Old Peking here in the Central Kingdom of the Celestial Dragon. Twilight Zone Old Peking getting live once again like Finnegan. So if you've got a yen to expand your kin, then let's get
Here's a
zen,
little bit of
baby.
yen. You know what I mean? Welcome back.
That's right.
I'm texting.
Yeah.
Casey's texted me. And Casey, she's a nice lady. I think she's been on here once before, a long time ago with me. Maybe she'll
Okay.
join. Maybe she'll join in a minute here if she has time. Let's see.
Yeah, that would be good. I'd appreciate that.
Switch it up a little bit. Add some feminine energy in here. Why not?
Yeah, nothing
So,
wrong with that. Little high priestess.
Mm-hmm.
Throw wide the doors of the temple. Yeah, they say that the Tao is like the low ground, right? That's why it's called the mother of the 10,000 things, because like the ocean, it allows for entry of all streams, and thus it makes itself the low ground. That's from the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu's old book. You know, Lao Tzu in Chinese was known as the Old Wanderer. The Old Wanderer. The old wandering Taoist. And it's interesting too, because in the Freemasonic tradition, it's the Grand Orient, right? The Temple of the Grand Orient. The old Eastern Star, right? The blazing star.
There you go. She has to deal with a couple things. I think she'll pop up after though in a minute.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, we're just hanging around, keeping shop, keeping the doors of the temple wide open.
Why not?
Let's get another passage from Martin Buber here. He says, the world as experience belongs to the basic word pair I-it. The basic word pair I-you establishes the world relation. Okay, we read about that in the three spheres. The next section says, I contemplate a tree. I can accept. Oops, are we getting some breakup? Do you hear static on the line?
I'm muted, but yeah, I do hear some static, yeah, a little bit.
Huh, weird. Let me see if I can correct that. Hold on, give me a second. What can I do here? Boop.
Well, hit the three dots again and go to settings and just switch on and off your audio device. Probably take care of it.
Hello. Yeah, there was
It's still there for some reason. And now, now we got.
I had to disconnect my headset. Some kind of static.
Oh, now it's gone.
Yeah, now we'll get the echo though. Yeah, give me a second.
You're good.
Yeah, give me just a second, man. Here's what I'm gonna do. I've got to rotate a few things. I'm gonna throw on this song real quick. And
eagles flying high, cats on the prowl, devils in your bed, their whispers so loud, witches on my heels, so they'll steal, running in the dark, truth they conceal, blood on the walls, splattering a sink. God can't help the dead, no time to think. Hounds howl at night, shadows in the light, fear in every breath, eyes wide with fright. Cards dealt by fate, no way to escape. Threads getting tight, can't see the daylight. Blood on the walls, splattering a sink. God can't help the dead, no time to think. Cards dealt by fate, no way to escape. Threads getting tight, can't see the daylight. Blood on the wall, can't help the dead. No time to think.
All right. That was Dweller of the Dark. God Can't Help the Dead. Welcome back. Can you hear me all
Welcome
right?
back. That was a good one.
Yeah, good. Okay, good magic. I think I got rid of the static.
Everything seems to be running smoothly now.
Yeah, seems to be good, huh? I think the spirits were trying to prevent me from reading that passage. That's interesting. Because I was looking over it and it's got quite a bit of inside information in it. It's not really long. Oh, it's a little bit longer.
Let's
Yeah.
hear it now then.
It's a little bit longer. Yeah. Should I push forward with it?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll take it piece by piece. We'll do a few of the sentences and see. Just stop me anytime you want to comment. All right, here it is. He says, I contemplate a tree. I can accept it as a picture of a rigid pillar in a flood of light, or splashes of green traversed by the gentleness of the blue silver ground. I can feel it as movement, the flowing veins around the sturdy, striving core, the sucking of the roots, the breathing of the leaves, the infinite commerce with earth and air, and the growing itself in the darkness. I can assign it to a species and observe it as an instant, with an eye to its construction and its way of life. I can overcome its uniqueness and form so vigorously that I recognize it only as an expression of the law, those laws according to which a constant opposition of forces is continually adjusted, or those laws according to which the elements mix and separate. I can dissolve it into a number, into a pure relation between numbers, and eternalize it. Throughout all of this, the tree remains my object and has its place and its time span, its kind and condition. But it can also happen, if will and grace are joined, that as I contemplate the tree, I am drawn into a relation, and the tree ceases to be an it. The power of exclusiveness has seized me. This does not require for me to forego any of the modes of contemplation. There is nothing that I must not see in order to see, and there is no knowledge that I must forget. Rather, is everything, picture and movement, species and instant, law and number, included and inseparably fused. Whatever belongs to the tree is included in its form and its mechanics, its color and its chemistry, its conversation with the elements and its conversation with the stars. All this is in entirety. The tree is no impression, no play on my imagination, no aspect of a mood. It confronts me bodily and has to deal with me as I deal with it, only differently. One should not try to dilute the meaning of the relation. Relation is reciprocity. Does the tree then have consciousness similar to our own? I have no experience of that. But thinking that you have brought this off in your own case, must you again divide the indivisible? What I encounter is neither the soul or a tree, nor a dryad, but the tree itself. Bit of a riddle there, huh?
Tongue twister.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a long one. Yeah, so I think the spirits they tried to prevent me, at least to hold me in abeyance for a moment before I read that.
Oh, you got
Maybe
it
because
out.
of, yeah, I got it out. Maybe because of the length, maybe because of the nature of the information. But so that tree, we know that tree well, right? The tree of life.
Yes, you do apparently.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. So it's got the green, that vivid emerald green, thriving, roots sucking at the firmament, right?
I guess
And then
red is. I come red is like the Malkuth color, and then purple is like the crown. I guess.
yeah, what did do you remember the Culture Club? Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green.
I
Come,
always
come,
remember.
come, come, come,
Yeah. Oh,
chameleon.
that one.
You
That's like
come and
whoa. Someone.
go.
What
You
was that
come
song?
and
Isn't it by?
go.
Yeah, I remember that one. Wasn't it from some wolf? Some like dance like the some
It
wolf
was
dance.
George
Fucking.
Michael's Karma Chameleon.
Oh.
You come and go. Life can be easy when you're living a life like me.
Fucking
Red,
play the
gold,
song,
and
man.
green. Red, gold, and
Yeah, what are they
green.
even
Yeah,
talking about? They talk
he's
about
talking about
the.
Malkut.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That dude was pretty flaming, but he was all right. He made some good music. George Michaels was his name, right? George Michaels, the old Karma Chameleon. Yeah, that's good magic. Um, Dweller of the Dark, he's a good guy, man. I'm liking his music. He's doing some good jams over there at Dweller of the Dark here on YouTube, guys. Check him out. Tell him Frank Monday sent you. Welcome back. Yeah, let's get into it. We've got a little bit more here as well. We've got some of the narcotic fragments, and I've got it's going to take me a second to grab it.
Welcome back.
Yes, indeed.
Is it last name actually Monday?
No, it's von Montags. So
Well, it's
moon.
weird because Axis, right? Axis's last name is fucking Monday. Everyone already knows that. Or just
Yeah, that was weird. I found that out much later on.
I'm like, what the fuck? We
Like,
got two Mondays over here. What about fucking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? What the fuck?
right, right. Well, for me, it's actually the original German. Like I said, it's von Montags, which is it means moon or Monday, right? Moontags, Montags. But yeah, because of the U.S. when people immigrated at the time through Ellis Island, like they would change your name from into a more Americanized version. And so when my father joined the Navy, they changed his name to Monday. Yeah, so we are the Mondays.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but again, in its original German, that's not exactly what it means, but yeah, close enough, right? Americans don't care.
What got you into this kind of a field of study? Like, what made sparked you up to?
Oh, I guess some of my early experiences, like I had an aunt who was into esoteric studies, and her husband lived in Taiwan for a couple of years. And he gave me some of like my first books when I was a kid. And he gave me, like, my aunt gave me my first deck of tarot cards. And
Hmm.
I have an uncle as well who's an Orthodox Jew. And he tried to get me to go to temple and wear a yarmulke and stuff, but my
To the
dad wouldn't really
synagogue?
allow it.
To the
Uh,
Kippah.
yeah.
Like to the
But
synagogue.
my dad was very secular and he wouldn't really allow it. And so my dad put me into a private Lutheran academy for my first, like, basically 10 years of school. I went to private school. And so I wasn't allowed to study the esoteric, but I built up like a large esoteric book collection. And one day, like my dad, my mom, they confronted me and they're like, we see you have all these books on, black magic and ceremonial magic and stuff. They're like, you need to be careful with that shit. And they said, you're not actually practicing any of it, are you? And I'm like, no, I just got the books. I read them and stuff. And they're like, okay, as long as it's just for, intellectual curiosity, and they never took them away from me or anything. And they didn't. My parents were very open, you know. They're like, you can pretty much do and study whatever you want, but just be careful, you know. So that was cool. How about yourself? What got you into it? What led you down the path?
Oh,
If you want to share,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Like what happened was like I was about like maybe 7 or 8 years old. I don't know, the entire time I was into something more than a me see eye.
yeah.
And my mom gave me a book, The Alchemist. Okay, I was like probably 7, 8 years old. Read that. The Alchemist by Paul Coelho.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of it. I don't think I've read it, but I've heard of it.
You definitely love that. It's about a guy named Santiago. He was like a shepherd, and
Okay.
and then he wants to like find some treasure in Egypt and shit. And it's all about that. And yeah, The Alchemist. And I don't know. I read that, and that like didn't really like, start me from there. But there was always something in the back of my mind, like this is like some sort of an illusion, kind of thing. Like I already knew that
Yeah.
before I read that book, and then from there, I went down like a terrible path in life, like, and something unlocked in my mind. All of a sudden, I just started seeing these are like I don't know, like you want to call it telepathy, like you know, I could like think something and then people would do it, like you know, like it got really weird to the point where I'd think something and then like people would start, I don't know, it's just I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah.
It has to do
You
with like
just started
dice and
seeing beyond the
coins.
veil.
Yeah, and yeah, you know, and then from there, something unlocked in my mind. Everything changed for me. Like, you know, I started getting what I wanted in life or whatever. Like, you know, like being highly successful, and I got comfortable. Lost that position. You know, lost. Nothing lasts forever. But then, I got comfortable with it. Kind of fucked up a little bit again, and then, you know, from there, I'm like, I'm gonna take this more seriously because there's something there. Like, there's too many synchronicities, too many different things going on. When I was older, and you know, still young, but I was older from like a little 8-year-old.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then you just continued with it over the years and increased, I would imagine, increased your library, and then the internet, of
Well,
course,
yeah, and
allows
then
you
I just
access to.
I went fully into it after. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna dedicate most of my time to studying and learning more. Not, and then I
Right.
realized like you know, like I don't use it for my own personal gain, but I use it for others. If it's like a last resort or whatever, like I can use it for others. Like my mother, for example, she called me. She's like, she knows like I know some shit. No one in my family is even into this stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just like the only one kind of. But she called me. She's like, oh, I need help or whatever, right? So I do whatever I do. I kind of like a variation of the middle pillar technique.
Right.
And yeah, like she's like, oh, I have like a brain aneurysm or something. I'm like, no, you don't. She calls me and like, you know, I go and meet her. I tap her on the forehead. All of a sudden, it's magically gone. They made a mistake. So, I don't know, stuff like
Wow,
that.
yeah, that's good.
hmm Like I
Yeah,
can, I
those are
can use this. I can, like even with like lottery tickets, right? I don't play lottery. I don't, not really a gambler. But when I do it
right.
for other people, they win every time, right? Like
Okay.
I don't know, just like weird stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
I
good
just,
magic. Yeah, the brain aneurysm, that can be a serious thing, man. That kills a lot of people, especially in these modern days of electronics. Like something about all these radio frequencies around us all the time and shit. We're just swimming in it. Like it can have a negative impact on the brain. So kind of a big deal, right? I'm glad that magic's working out. Then yeah, you gotta keep breathing, keep doing your thing, keep the magic alive, all of that.
hmm Want to join Talcos?
Is he going live right now?
I got a notification. I think he's live. Yeah, maybe we'll pop up and have a conversation over there so other people can hear it. Maybe they
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to.
that would be fun
If
for
you
sure.
want, yeah, I'll go join with you if you like. You know?
Yeah, let's head over there. You go ahead and I'll backstage you, I guess, and then I'll wrap up the show for the people out there in Happy Land. Do you have any final words for the people?
Yeah, Frank, thank you very much for having me. It was a great conversation. We should do this more often. Maybe have something scheduled, or you know, yeah,
Yeah,
that's great
absolutely.
stuff.
We could try to go once a week, man. I'll fire up a stream on the weekend or something. If you can show up and participate, we'll do that, man, for sure.
Yeah, why not? It's something a bit different, right? We're just talking about actual ideas, not about individuals. And yeah, it's it's great. It was a great conversation. Thank you very much for having me. Anyone who may or may not be listening, everybody have a great weekend. Thank you for having me.
Okay, good magic. Thank you, Cage.
All right,
Blessings.
brother. Thank you.
All right, everyone. That was Cage Reality. We did quite good work here in the temple. Martin Martin Buber's definitive philosophy on conversational energetics, man. And we didn't only explore the ideas, we lived them out in real time. I think me and Cage did fairly well with that, with balancing the energy and bringing forward some new ideas. I'll just go ahead and wrap up the show, guys, and remind you to check me out on buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Put a little something, something in the tip jar. You guys know that keeps the lead in my pencil, the pep in my step, and the jelly in my donut. No transmission is finale without a little bit of a broadcast from Dweller of the Dark. So I'm going to try to queue up one more song by him as I wrap down the show, if I can. Oh, there's something a little bit funny with my internet responsiveness right now. I'm not exactly sure why it's doing that. Let me see here. That's kind of weird. Anyways, it is what it is. So I will keep looking. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I think this is correct now. And yes, looking good. Yeah, I'm going to play one more song for you guys, for the people. And then I'll be right back after that and sign off for the evening. So good magic. Let's see. Here it is here. This is going to be Devils Down in Judas Mill, I believe. The Vampires Down in Judas Mill. It's taking a second for it to load for some reason. The Restream works a little different than the StreamYard. And so if you guys aren't familiar with all these streaming softwares, they're all a little bit different and some a little more fickle than others. But yeah, this one operates with its own mind. And it seems to pull a lot more power from my CPU. I can actually hear the laptop's internal fan running right now, which seldom happens, but with Restream, it seems to do that. I'm not exactly sure why that is. With no further ado,
Devils down in Judas Mill, one in my heart, one in my soul still, till the last stars decline. This vixen will take more than my wine. Damn the vampires in Judas Mill, taking they take, never get their fill. In the night under the moon's cold glow, they weave spells and secrets that only shadows know. Devils down in Judas Mill won't ever break free from her thrill. Under Devil's down in Judas Mill, wanting my heart, wanting my soul still, till the last stars decline. This vixen will take more than my wine. Damn the vampires in Judas Mill, take and they take, never get their fill. In the night under the moon's cold glow, they weave spells and secrets that only shadows know. Devil's down in Judas Mill, won't ever break free from her thrill. Under skies so dark and wide, she'll haunt till the last star dies. Under skies so dark and wide, she'll haunt till the last star dies.
All right, all right, all right. That was Dweller of the Dark, Devils Down in Judas Mill on FM radio. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep doing good magic. We will see you in the abodes of the future. Until next time, Carpe Diem, love is the law, love under will. Blessings and much love to everybody out in Happy Land.